Hello, this is Sancho from the Cranial Show. All celebrity voices are impersonated. Bang? What's the word?
Impersonated.
Oh, are impersonated unless otherwise stated by Ben, Joe, or Miggy.
Live from the tasting room of ESB Brewing in scenic Tampa, Florida, it's the Cranial Emission Show.
Interrupting the silence. Drop a little science
With an act of defiance.
by the Cranial Alliance.
Ben Charles was the name that was given to me. And when I'm on the mic, it's like destiny.
Well, he's a mover and a shaker, not a flopper or a faker.
If he was on chips, he'd be punching out your baker.
But there's more to this mix in this recipe. Here's a dash of number 2 of the Cranial 3.
First name Miguel, my last name Hito. I'm a mixture of the best, like a sushi filled burrito.
And if you get to know him, then you can go on Miggy.
Got the bitty bitty beats like buck spots squeaky.
There's still another part in this play on words. His name is Joey T, and he needs to be heard.
Joseph T. Needles Incorporated. The mold was broke when I was created.
If you need a title, he's got plenty to spare.
And if he was a trucker, he'd have a monkey named Bear.
Well, I'm the last dog, the final bark of the pack. And now I'm gonna tell you who we are and where we're at.
Cranial Emissions is the name of the show.
Friday night, 7 to 9 is the time, don't you know?
ESB Brewery will be live on the air.
Come have a pint with us, we've got plenty to spare.
A show for everyone, alive and departed.
Enough about us, let's get the show started.
Now let's get down and dirty with the triumvirate.
Welcome to the Cranial Emission Show, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live once again on a Friday evening from ESB Brewing Company, located here in scenic Tampa, Florida, 333 North Valkenburg Road, Suite D.
Sweet. A D.
407. The Triumvirate here before you to bring to you an action-packed show. Ben Charles, Miguel Hito, the Reverend Joey T.
That's me. We're here.
And, man, I'm excited tonight, guys. We've got Tress. Is it Tress or Trace?
It is Trace. Like without a trace. Shannon from Voodoo Donuts.
Calling in.
Straight out of Chinatown, Portland, Oregon.
There you go. So he'll be
World
calling
famous,
in.
by the way. World famous.
Yes, world famous. Food Network talks about them all the time. We touched last week on the whole collaboration with Rogue Brewery. We're getting into that.
Yes, we did.
We'll be bringing Leslie on, the brew mistress extraordinaire, to talk about the newly named Belgian IPA.
Leslie.
Here from ESB Brewing.
Whoa.
And a
tonight.
bunch of national guests on tonight that we're excited about. Bill Carroll, who's an NFL draft guru out of Chicago, will be joining us in the second segment to break down the NFL draft with us. Jesse Spector calling in the following segment, a national sports writer for the Sporting News baseball writer.
Does he have anything to do with the Spectre schooner?
I'm excited. I
don't
finally
know.
get to talk
You'll
with
go
somebody
shoot.
who knows something about baseball.
Oh, you mean unlike Miggy and I?
Yeah, exactly.
That's where they swing that stick at that little round thing
Yeah,
that people
yeah.
throw real fast?
Yeah.
All right.
And some other guests as well. We got Deadlift that's going to be coming in, a band that we're quite fond of that's played here one time already, and phenomenal Metallica covers that they've done. I mean, these guys rock out. We're going to bring them on the last segment, talk to them.
Bang.
Yes?
I have a contest I made up.
Oh, you did?
I want to do my own contest for you guys.
Okay.
For a day leaf.
Should we trust you?
Yes.
Who is it for?
Day leaf.
Deadlift.
Deadlift.
Day leaf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
So what kind of contest?
It's a metal song contest.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So
All
I
right.
give you songs and you have to guess what they are.
That sounds good.
And I had the prize, but I left it in Jeff's car.
We'll go with that. We'll let you do that.
Yes. You
Okay.
know what the prize was?
What was it?
Dang Boyle's TV.
Did you steal Dan Boyle's
Dan Boyle's
TV?
TV.
you stole.
Dan Boyle's TV.
I don't think
like
he-
the Dan Boyle from the former Lightning player?
Did he?
Yes.
Did he give it to you, or did you abduct it?
No, he told me to throw it away, but I give it to somebody for something.
Does it work?
Yes, it's just no remote and it's old. It's like
Okay.
1981.
That's better than what you got out in the shed.
Yeah, that's true.
And speaking of that, Sancho, who's former producer here and cast member of the show, living in your backyard, Joe, with Lubop Jenkins, another character from the show, a guy that's a regular on the show. Apparently, you guys have now started this well cleaning and chimney cleaning business. I understand.
Yes, but we already tried with pulling a permit.
You can't get a permit.
No.
Can't get permits for it. Yeah.
They won't let me go down there.
No. Why?
I don't know.
It sounds perfectly safe.
Yeah, I think.
You know, all
According to them, it's not safe.
you and all your 4'2" glory dangling on a rope down to a chimney. What could go wrong?
I don't know. I couldn't even think of anything bad.
So I got Lubov's going to be calling in later on the show as well. He's going to break down the whole thing. He's always the mastermind behind this. Another caller I'm excited about, haven't heard from him in a long time, is Anatoly Karpov.
Oh, man.
I know, Miggy, you and him have been friends for a long
Is he in
time.
town?
And, Anatoly was the guy that rescued Lubov from a KGB kidnapping a couple months back during the Olympics. So it'd be fun to have Anatoly back on the show. And
Anatoly Karpov.
He's a hero.
And I guess that's all the guests. It's a lot of guests tonight, so I'm excited about this. If you want to be a part of the show, you can do so by calling 813-NEW-TALK. You can chime in. You can ask questions of our guests. Go to Facebook, facebook.com/The Cranial Missions Network. Like the page there. Go to ESB's page as well, facebook.com/ESB Brewing Company. Like their page. And you can follow us at Cranial E. I've got Twitter pulled up right now, so if you tweet us and you have some questions, we can do it. You can tweet us live while we're on the air. We can
Tell them they can
address
tweet
whatever
me
you
too,
got.
because I'm pretty active on both of those.
So there you go. And then what's your Twitter handle?
Mine's at M1K3Y. Like it looks like Mikey. So it's M1K3Y813. That's how you can get a hold of me and talk crap to me all day long.
There you go.
I don't care.
There you go. So, I'd be remiss not to mention the fact that, yes, everyone knows by now, if you listen to the show, you know by now we broadcast from ESB Brewing, who has 15 different phenomenal beers to choose from. The ITJ, the illustrious TJ, also known as the Dark Lord of Something Poured, is the man that you seek when you come in here to pour you a pint. And on top of that today, if you're hungry, we've got a group over here known as the Sausage Laboratory.
Yeah.
It's almost an ominous sounding name, isn't it? The Sausage Laboratory.
They make there's all homemade sausages, not a bunch of crap in them, and it's really cool.
I thought that's what you called your bedroom. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
But this
Bathroom, living room, bathroom, studio, back patio, by the lake. It's all sausage.
I tell you, the food out there smells awfully good. I haven't had a chance. I'm going to get me some of that when the show's over. But it's B and Tom Miranda. Had the pleasure of talking to them earlier. You want to go to Facebook, like their page as well, and they also have their own website, sausagelaboratory.com. So
she
check
is a
them
treasure.
out.
She was very sweet to me when I got my sausage out there.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I had the Corona lime sausage. Excellent sausage.
Yeah, that's the one I had too. It was
I had
quite
the spicy one. That spicy one was tasty.
The Italian? I was a
Yeah,
little...
with the beer onions, where you pour the
Yeah,
beer. Oh,
that's in
buddy.
ESB's beer.
Is it?
That's Pirate's Gold. They're soaking in
No
Pirate's
wonder.
Gold.
I was
out
so
there.
happy with my mouth.
Now, Leslie's sitting over there making some kind of sign, but it's time to bring her on
Yeah,
here.
where is she
so.
at?
Oh, Leslie. Paging Miss Leslie.
Paging Mr. Herman. Paging Mr. Herman.
The brew mistress extraordinaire associated with ESB Brewing, the ITJ, bringing us some samples over here. Because everyone knows we start this show like we do everyone, and that is with the beer call. The beer call.
I didn't even notice what Gary was wearing.
He's got his hat on, but the beer, where's my beer call intro, Miggy?
Oh, shy.
You don't have one today?
Yeah, we decided on something. I can't remember what it was.
You can't remember? No beer call
All right,
intro?
we're gonna do a Bill Murray circa 1979 or 81 deal from Saturday Night Live.
A lounge?
The beer call, it's the thing that we like to do.
Yeah.
Now, I understand, Gary,
sorry,
the
I
OG,
screwed up.
the producer
I
here,
was
the,
busy
the
today.
outspoken Gary has let me know that we do have the caller on hold. So Trey Shannon will be joining us here shortly. But before we bring him on, Leslie, it's a pleasure to have you here on the
Always.
show
Hi,
once again.
guys.
You're
Always nice to see your lovely face.
She's a radiant star in the planet on the inside. It's not, wow.
You know, you've got stars in your eyes right now, Sancho. It's
Are you watching the
I
universe again?
am damn near a U-Box hero.
You're a jukebox hero. Is that what you said?
okay, buddy. All right.
So
He loves him some Leslie.
So Leslie, welcome to the show once
Hi,
again,
guys.
and I brought you here on exciting news because
Thank you.
the new name has been announced for this Belgian IPA. So without further ado,
Yes.
tell the Craniacs, all the listeners out there, about the new beer.
This is our new beer, and we had a naming contest for it that began last week, and it ended on Sunday. And we're announcing the name today. It is Belgian Pearl IPA.
Belgian Pearl IPA. Sounds sexy. Could put it in a necklace. Could get sexy. Who knows what's going on today?
6.8% ABV.
Wow.
6.8%. 100%.
Oh, we've got a massager at the table. Get on over here, big fella.
That's it. You've got some personnel going on around here, don't you?
Really greasing up those muscles
Sexy
there.
out of Key West.
So let's go ahead and taste this beer. I'm actually drinking one already.
This beer, guys, that you're going to be tasting right now, I'll Triumvirate and the lovely Leslie in the middle.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Triumvirate.
This is the Blue Moon. They do like a graffiti collection. And this one's called Tongue Tied, THAI-ED. And this one's made with lemongrass and basil. It's going to be pretty strong. So it's a lemongrass basil ale.
That's a pretty unique tasting beer.
Yeah.
And I'm frankly,
Oh
I'm
my
surprised.
God, that is amazing.
I'm surprised to see that come out of Blue Moon, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They're doing like the short barrels.
Yeah, they are. They're trying to do the crafty series, which, hey, good for them.
It's tasty.
It's great,
This is
and that is a really tasty beer.
so fresh.
The brewery out of Orange County, California, they made a beer similar to that, and it's called Trade Winds, and it's made with Thai basil, and it's actually they make it with Belgian yeast. So I'm not sure of the yeast strain that they use at Blue Moon for this, but it's very similar.
You know what would really pound this into the stratosphere?
What's that?
Lift this into the stratosphere?
Oh, yeah. That's totally different
This is
from
getting kind of
pounding
hot
it.
in here right now.
This is, I don't even know what to do. I'm sweating.
It started as a family show. I don't know where it's going.
Have you ever tried chocolate basil before?
I have.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That would blow my mind.
Well, speaking of WoW, because we're up against that, I hate to make him wait. So we're gonna. Trish Shannon is on the line, and you talk about WoW, famous for his donuts.
Wow is
and
right.
Gary, if you
Donuts.
want to go ahead and patch him in, you got him live on the phone now.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Trish Shannon, welcome to the show. We are honored to have you here. One of the co-founders of Voodoo Donuts, out of where, Miggy?
Beautiful Portland, Oregon, Chinatown, old school area of Portland.
These guys have gotten much
World
acclaim
famous.
from Food Network and a number of other channels. And just last week, we were drinking the Rogue Brewery collaboration, the Pretzel, Raspberry, and Chocolate
That is so
Ale.
good.
Delicious beer. Tress, welcome to the Cranial Mission Show, my friend. Hello, Tress.
Are you there? I have him on, but
Trace, if you can hear me, hold on a little longer.
maybe he left his
You've got
phone.
some volume moving on the thing there. Is it just not, or is that me talking that it's reading? Yeah, it's reading me. Tress Shannon, are you there?
Maybe he stepped away from his phone.
Well, Mr. Trace, if you can hear us, please go ahead and give us a call back one more time. We're going to go ahead and keep on talking just a little bit more about your collaboration with
Rogue
the
Brewery.
beautiful and yummy Rogue Brewery.
Which is also-
Rogue Brewery is amazing.
Rogue puts
also
out
an
so
Oregon
many
based.
different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It
I've
is.
never seen more. I mean, the Chipotle beer that they put out with, it's nice and tasty. And the chocolate stout. Oh my gosh, we could really go into.
I love the hazelnut brown.
Yeah, the hazelnut brown's good.
And the John with the juniper John.
No worries.
Back on.
Oh,
So we have him back on now? Is that correct?
Yes. Are you there?
Well, I am here, but I don't think
Alright.
I don't think I'm the droid you seek.
he's not the droid we're looking for. You know what's funny? I am wearing some Darth Vader shoes right now, Mr. Trace Shannon, of Voodoo Donuts.
Or
world
is it
famous.
Mr. Shannon? Because you said you're not the droid we're looking for.
Yeah, right. I am not. I was just waiting for my turn. I thought I was just in a holding pattern and that you had someone else ahead of me.
Is this Mr. Ken Pokeson?
No, keep going.
God help me, sir.
Okay, well, we don't have any psychics on this show, so why don't you just go ahead and tell us who we're talking to?
Bill Carroll.
Bill Carroll.
Oh, we got Bill Carroll in early.
Bill Carroll.
Oh, okay, so you're queued up. Well, wow, this is kind of awkward because we don't have you scheduled until after the commercial break.
Bill, let's talk about some strange rogue beers. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, Bill, if you don't mind.
There's never a bad time to talk about strange beer.
We agree.
There
100%.
never is. I mean, this is kind of new. I mean, we've had you on the show in the past, Bill, way back in the day, and we used to broadcast from a studio. Now we're actually broadcasting live from a tasting room here, known as ESB Brewing Company in Tampa. So the next time you're down here in Tampa, man, you got to reach out. You got to come up here if you like craft beer.
Reach out and touch someone.
You had me at beer, and then once you threw craft in there, you had me. Basically, it's like promise ring. It's like I feel like I now am obligated to come.
You are.
Well, you actually are. Yeah, it wasn't really an option. Your only correct answer would have been yes, I will come.
Well, I will be covering the Shrine game, so when I'm in the area, you can look for me. I will definitely swing.
Just tweet me, man. Reach out to me, Ben Charles. I'll hook it up for you, brother. We'll have you come in here live. You can hang out, try some beers. It'll be a good time. And since we are talking to Bill, why don't we give him the proper lead-in then? Bill Carroll, who is an NFL draft guru, and this is a guy that we talked to many times in the past. He's out of Chicago. Bill, enlighten the listeners as to the many projects that you're working on.
Okay, I'll try to keep it short. But currently, I am the Chief Operating Officer of the National Gridiron Network. I am the CEO of Consistent Draft Services. I am a contributing writer for Pro Players Insider. I also am a contributing writer for Fan IQ and the FantasyGreeks.com.
Yeah, you're busy, man, huh?
I do what I can.
Yeah, sounds like it. Wow.
And this is a busy time of year for you. I mean, obviously, this is what you live for.
Crazy.
And we
pretty crazy.
In the past when we had you on Cranial Mission Show, we touched on all the stuff that you have to do in preparation for the draft, and so now that the smoke has settled, now that the picks have been cast, the pundits in some ways have been trumped, and now we sit here and this whole thing's unfolded before us. Bill, what do you make of the landscape? You look, and there were expectations. You saw where Johnny Manziel was rumored to be, a high pick, dropped a lot further down the draft than most of the pundits would have ever predicted. How do you look at this situation now? I mean, do you think Cleveland finally found themselves a star at that QB position?
That is a fall for X. That's one of those things that you're taking on the ACT. Here's what I will say. There's a lot of moving parts to a guy like him being successful. What argues in his favor, he's super competitive, he's a very good athlete, he has a high football IQ. What argues against him, he's coming from an offense where he was able to essentially wing it. I put out too fine a point on it. It was like, okay, here's your first two reads, and if you don't like it, make something happen. Now, that works just fine, even people with the SEC being the little NFL, but let's be honest, there's still certain restrictions. You can only put in so much defense, so much offense, because, hey, theoretically, these guys have classes. But now, there's no biochem, there's no English, there's no geography, there's no geology. You're 24/7 football. And we saw what a few teams were able to do to Johnny Manziel. The teams that were able to successfully contain him, like LSU, were able to make him look a little less sexy, a little less exciting. Every team is LSU when you get to the NFL. Every team has guys who can run and are 6'5" and can contain and can jump and can everything. They're all freaks. So he's going to have to put away some of his old mindset of I can beat these guys by myself. Those days are gone. He can give that up.
Yeah, they definitely. Oops, sorry. Go ahead. I keep going. I keep trying to jump in. They definitely made him look a little bit foolish in some of those games. I will have to say that.
But you're not quite fully giving me an answer here, Bill. You're kind of evading me though, because
Johnny Manziel was never a guy that the NFL was as sold on as people were thinking. So the media was very much in love with him. The NFL was in light with him. So there was a very different analysis going on in the draft room of actual NFL teams than the talking heads were doing it down.
Bill, real quick, because of the timing of this and because of the way it kind of worked out a little bit different, we're up against it in terms of going to a commercial break. So if you're cool with hanging on, we'll bring you right back on after the break. And I've got a lot more draft stuff I want to talk to you about because I know you're going to have some good opinions on this. So everybody out there, all you Craniacs that are listening, stay with us. Bill, stay with us as well. We'll be right back after this.
Don't know.
Howdy, folks. Billy Boy's back and ready to get you mile high. Thanks for voting, all you Greenleafs, and opening the door for Amendment 64. I am excited to announce to you the grand opening of my top-shelf marijuana boutique and emporium, Commander and Leaf. At Commander and Leaf, we only procure from the choicest fields and botanical masters. From sour diesel to Maui Wowie and candies to space cakes, we have it all. All our confections are created right on site, so come seal the deal and enjoy some Billy Delights. And don't forget to check out my other products, Billy Bags and Bill Doughs, for all my discriminating constituents. I'm Bill Clinton, and I approve of these party supplies and toys.
Hello, I'm Patrick Stewart. ESB Brewing says partner advertising. We spend our money on beer, which is true. I'm not even getting paid for this spot.
Hey there, this is Nelson from the Cranial Mission Show. You want the skill set necessary to succeed in broadcasting? Before enrolling at Jimmy Chin's School for Broadcasting, I was told that I didn't have a voice for radio. Jimmy Chin's special technique helped me develop a voice that is now professional and polished. His intensive 2-hour training program was well worth the $2,000 that I borrowed from my sister. So don't let your dreams go up in smoke. Call Jimmy Chin's today.
Jimmy Chin only accepts cash. Individual success stories may vary.
I'm Edna Garrett of the Facts of Life. I'm listening to the Cranial Emission Show, and I can't believe it. I just got Joe standing up peeing. Girls, boys.
Welcome back to the Cranial Mission Show, folks. Coming to you live from ESB Brewing, located here in scenic Tampa, Florida, 333 North Falkenberg Road, Suite D, 407.
Oh, sweet tea. Oh.
Thank you, Mrs. Garrett.
You're welcome, Ben.
Joined by Bill Carroll, who was patiently holding during a commercial break, an NFL draft guru. And Bill, you still there with us?
Very much so.
All right. Well, one of the things I wanted to get into with you, it's interesting to me with football, with the paradigm shift. You know, you look at the value of positions now and how the game has evolved or regressed. I guess it depends on whether you're talking to a purist or how you want to look at it. But the premium on running backs obviously not being what it used to be, but the premium on pass rushing now being even more so. So the draft to me this year in particular was interesting in that regard. You really saw firsthand that paradigm shift in terms of the rising stock of other players versus the declining stock and guys that were like, running backs and even on the quarterback side, it seemed like the premium wasn't there.
Well, think about this. You are in Tampa, or darn close to Tampa. There was a time when James Wilder, the father, James Wilder Sr., touched the ball on about 1 out of every 3 plays that Tampa Bay ran. There is not a running back in the league now who touches the ball, even including passes, on about half that. I mean, literally the number of touches, with 1 or 2 exceptions, has dropped so that the quote-unquote lead back or number 1 running back for most teams is touching the ball about half as often as they did just 30 years ago. So the game has changed in such a way that the records that guys like O.J. Simpson and Jamal Lewis set, those records, at least for the immediate future, and I guess with the exception of Adrian Peterson, are pretty darn safe. I mean, he's a threat to them, I guess, but there's no other running back who's likely to go for 2,000-plus yards for a while, the way the game is played.
Yeah, and you're seeing more teams use 2 running backs as well.
The running back by committee.
Yeah, a lot of committees now. They tend not to have maybe third down back as well. I do agree with you on that.
But what you're also seeing, Bill, is you're seeing the pass rusher has really ascended to be that premium premium desire in the draft, and obviously that's a reflection of how the passing game has dramatically become a more integral part of winning in the NFL. And so obviously you got to have the guys that can put the pressure on the QB.
It's a reflection of that, and it's also a reflection, I mean, like all things, it's a reflection of what's happening at the high school and college level. So when high school football went from being power eye and veer option, which is what it was when I was a kid,
right,
to, I mean, you watch high school teams now, and some of them throw the ball 50, 60 plus times a game. And it's a shorter game, but we're talking about a high school game. There are teams that the only time they run the ball is essentially almost like a trick play, like, whoa, hey, watch out for that draw. So you create a different kind of athlete, because this guy who would have been your fullback 30 years ago is not playing fullback because you don't have a fullback. And maybe you don't have a tight end. So what do you do with this kid who's 220-something pounds and a really great athlete? Well, you make him an outside linebacker / defensive end.
Question.
And as these guys develop, I mean, if Tim Brown was in high school now, Do you think they let him play running back or fullback?
Right.
People forget, Jim Brown wasn't even a running back. He was a fullback.
Right.
Jim Brown won't be a fullback now. He's in high school now. His high school coach is saying, you know what, kid? Let me show you some pass rush moves.
Well, I mean, the fullback doesn't even exist anymore. I mean, that's how much
pretty much.
Yeah, on many rosters, they don't even carry one.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
the
that's
teams
how
that
much
do
the
carry
game's
one-
changed.
Right. The teams that do carry one often create one. You know, they'll get a guy like Bruce Miller from UCF, who at one point led the nation in sacks. Here's a funny situation. The 49ers took this guy who led the nation in sacks one year and turned him into a fullback. So you are creating the teams that do want a fullback have to make them out of something because so few colleges are producing fullbacks, and like with high schools, you're hard pressed to find a high school that has a fullback on it. So it's hard to get to almost make your own fullback if you want one. So the game has changed because very few teams run two backs unless it's short yardage goal line. Where that was the normal, that was pro set. I mean, when I was a kid, that's what was pro set. It was two backs, two wide receivers, one tight end. That was literally pro set. Now, nobody hardly runs a two-back offense, like with the exception of goal line short yardage.
Bill, you make the point about the athlete and how the athlete in and of himself is categorized differently. You mentioned Tim Brown. You talk about the fact that now when the coaches get a hold of these guys at a young age, the skill set is evaluated differently, which ultimately leads to them probably being in a different position than they would have been, just 10, 15, 20 years ago. But who is, I'm going to try to pin you down on something here. Who's the sleeper? Who's the sleeper pick in the draft, man? I mean, you look at the draft.
Good God. There's a bunch of them. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to go outside of the draft. There was a guy who went undrafted who's going to be a starting defensive lineman for the Colts. His name is Zachariah, better known as Zach Kerr, the Kerminator from Delaware. The kid is 332 pounds, incredibly quick, strong as the day is long, and he's going to beat out Josh Chapman.
Really?
He's going to win the starting job.
He's a fighting blue hen? Yeah, you're funny, Bill. I'm from Delaware originally. My mom used to work for the university. I didn't know they don't send a whole lot of guys to the pros. The blue hens don't.
I know because their name is the Blue Hens.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
So that's your sleeper pick. Now, out of all the, so you look at him, you say he was probably the most undervalued prospect as an impact player in the
When I made
NFL.
that big board, Zach Kerr was number 100.
Right.
So when a guy who's number 100 on my big board goes undrafted, to me that's a huge steal.
So then, what teams were your draft winners? What teams were your draft losers?
Well, you're in Tampa. Tampa, to me, was a winner. There was one or two picks I would quibble with, but they built the modern NFL offense, right? You get a bunch of 6'5" guys. You already had Tim Wright. You've added Austin Jenkins. You've added Mike Evans. I mean, you are creating automatic mismatch. And though I think Mike Evans is a bit more of a project than most people think he is, even as raw as he is now at certain parts of the game, because the offense is coming from, he can still be productive in certain situations already. And like I said, I mean, you put him on the same field with Tim Wright, Vincent Jackson, and Austin Jenkins, okay, cover that.
The Duncaneers, as they're calling them.
It is on, baby. I'm gonna tell you that.
Well, Bill, it's been a pleasure to have you on. We're up against it because I know we've got somebody else that's lining up to call in here. But tell everybody out there where they can find your work. And we got to get you back in here sometime soon, man, because I had a bunch more questions I wanted to get into with you, but we're so segmented here today that we're just tight on time.
We could have him on for a whole segment next time. I'll tell you that.
Definitely. We definitely need. And I know you've got a show to do tonight too, don't you?
I do have Stealing a Draft to do on Blog Talk Radio, where we do a new segment called Charmed or Harmed, and we're going to talk about sort of which players are going to charm, which new guys are being added to teams, and going to charm their coaches and their fan base, and which one's going to harm their coaches and their fan bases. So that's going to be a new segment on the show. I'm also dropping a few new articles, including my 8th round article, which deals specifically with undrafted free agency. If you look at the teams that were playing last in this past Super Bowl, particularly the Seattle Seahawks, look how many of those guys were what I call blue light specials, guys that went from the 4th round to undrafted. That team is largely built on mid-round and undrafted guys. That's how you separate yourself as a franchise. But you can get starters and contributors in the late rounds and undrafted because now it helps you salary cap-wise. If you only do well in the first 3 rounds and get nothing out of the later rounds, you end up in salary cap purgatory. Cowboys.
Oh no!
You know what? We could fill up a whole segment just talking about them. You know what I mean?
Tony Romo is the future of the Cowboys. I got so much faith in him.
But it is refreshing, though, from a
I'm just
national.
trying to get some glory holes.
Yeah.
Terry's the lead on that one.
Come on, Will.
That was some coverage of Terry Jones demanding glory holes.
Will, he's my quarterback. Will, come on.
Terrell Owens now live in the studio.
T.O. in the house.
Doing bench presses and push-ups, and Drew Rosenhaus is walking in, I believe.
Oh, my God.
But, Bill, thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Thank you,
and
Bill.
I'm going to reach back out to you again here soon. Want to get you back on for a longer segment.
Thank you. I will talk to you guys again soon.
All right, take care, buddy.
Have a good night.
Okay, bye.
That was Bill Carroll. Again, you can find him. Go online and check out Bill's work. You can find his Twitter handle, by the way. You can check out all the stuff he's doing there. That's B Carroll. That's CARROLL 138 on Twitter. And this is a guy we've talked to many times in the past. He really is a draft guru.
That is a sharp dude, man.
OG, do we got the other call in yet, or are we still waiting on that one?
Still waiting.
He's still coming in.
Oh, boy, it's
Poor guy. We get technical difficulties. We had to shut him out. I told him, call at 7:25. No, wait a second. We're going to go a little long. Call at 7:30. Mr. Trace Shannon will be calling us in the next few minutes.
So what happened? He called in and he just got disconnected? Or?
You never know what happened. He's a very busy man. He's got a lot going on.
Well, Trace, if you're listening and you don't know the number, it is 813-NEW-TALK as well for everybody else out there. 813-NEW-TALK is the number that you want to call. And
you got to think it's in the middle of the business day. It's only
Call in now. Lines are open.
But real quick, while we've got some time here, NHL playoffs is something I want to touch on. Montreal with a surprise victory. The injury to Carey Price out for the series. When I saw that, as you guys know, I was growing the playoff beard. And I had to shave it as soon as Carey Price got hurt. And you know what? We're going to cut this hockey short because Tress is on the phone now. So we'll get back into that after the commercial break. We have Tress Shannon on the line again, the co-founder of Voodoo Donuts. It's an honor to have him here. So, OG, if you want to go ahead and patch him in real quick.
Good to go.
All right, Tress, are you there?
I'm right here.
Amazing. We got you on, sir.
Yes, deep in Portland, Oregon.
Wow. All right. Well, listen, guys, everybody that's listening right now, this is Trace Shannon, co-owner. How do you say Ken's last name? Trace. Trace, are you there?
Oh, it looks like we lost him.
Oh, we lost him
Well,
again.
if we're not having to, you know what? We're an
getting him back.
We getting him back? Yeah, there we go.
Are you back?
You back?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. So Miggy, you had a question for Trace again?
Trace, how do you say Ken's last name?
It's Kenneth Pogson. Pogson. Everybody calls him Cat Daddy.
Oh, Cat Daddy. Well, Voodoo Donuts was started by you and Cat Daddy back in the early 2000s. And,
2003. And my name's Trace, like Uno does Trace.
Yeah, Trace.
There
not
you go.
Trace. Okay.
So, Trace, I got to ask you, man. I read where you and your partner, Cat Daddy, you guys, I understand, had zero experience in making donuts when you decided to go into this business. So, first of all, what was the allure of going into this business? Was it that you perceived a void in the market in a specific capacity?
It's just like it was, there's a lot of bars and there's a lot of restaurants. So, yeah, it was kind of like there's never had been a donut shop in downtown Portland as far as we could ever tell anywhere in the history. Now there's 3 since we've opened.
And how did the name come about? Where did the Voodoo Donut concept come from?
Well, the concept, like donuts or Voodoo Donuts?
Just the Voodoo Donut concept, yeah. I mean, I know where donuts came from.
Yeah, just like, we always kind of say that Voodoo has a lot of O's in it. They look like donuts. And then with Voodoo, you kind of have a built-in shtick, we conjure up spirits around a cauldron of sap and, give people sweets. And it's a cheap date,
Yeah.
You can go out and spend $5 and buy donuts and for your date and still have 50 cents left over for the jukebox.
That's what I'm talking about. I was a DJ for a long time. I love some music. We have here tonight with us, Mr. Trace. We have Leslie Deppert, and she is the master brewer here at the brewmaster here at ESB Brewery, where we're brewing from.
We're broadcasting
and brewing from.
Right.
But we're all involved with making some awesome radio and good beer. And last week we had the pleasure of trying your pretzel raspberry chocolate ale, which I'm holding up to the screen. I don't know if you're watching, but I'm
not watching, but I'm actually holding up I'm going to pop it open on the air, and I will drink.
Oh no, that's what I'm talking about. Awesome. Well, we thank you for that.
Yeah, we love that beer, man. We tried it last week, and it was just kind of
probably the
serendipity.
best
We
of
got
the
a hold of
three.
it.
You know, we have 3 of them out, and the bacon maple one
I
was
love the
awesome
bacon
because it was so divisive. Like, people either hated it or they loved it.
How do
So
you
it
hate
actually-
bacon and maple combined in a beer? How do you hate that?
But you know, like on all the beer forums, like that is the thing.
What's that?
I said like on all the beer forums, that's the thing. Like people either love it or hate it. It's very dichotomous.
Right, and it won like design award for the bottle.
Yeah.
The
which is
bottles,
pretty great.
the bottles are awesome. I love the little voodoo guy on the raspberry with
Yeah,
a
me
little
too.
pretzel sticking in his heart. That's just you can't beat that.
So Tress, did you reach out to Rogue? Did they reach out to you? I mean,
Rogue came to us. Yeah, Rogue popped in on us, and I mean, it's a pretty funny story because we didn't know what they were up to, and they came to our office and they started to badmouth our landlord, who like has his office upstairs, and who we love. Our landlord, he's great. He's the only landlord we've had downtown, and we kind of got all bristly about like, what, don't be talking to our landlord that way. But he, I guess they're old dear friends, and so he was kind of testing us, I think, to like see if we were going like, evil,
awesome.
Because
they're right on your doorstep.
But we didn't, and I think we kind of passed the test because we didn't badmouth our landlord.
do you find that since the affiliation with Rogue and as well the affiliation, or not necessarily the affiliation, but the exposure that you've gained through Food Network and all these different things, I mean, is all this just increasing how much you guys are blowing up? I would assume it would.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, we've been super fortunate with all the press that we've gotten over the years. I mean, that's what everybody wants to know, how we did it, and it's just kind of word of mouth. And Cat Daddy and we're pretty good at promoting ourselves, and it just sort of, it kind of slowly, the wave just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and then, those Anthony Bourdain and Man versus Food type shows don't hurt, and they show those things again and again and again and again, and then, we always do wacky stuff, so people like to write about us, and it's just kind of, the legend continues to grow.
And it seems like the locations continue to grow. I know that you've got, 4 different locations now, at least according to your website.
We have 2 in Portland, Oregon. We actually have 3 in Portland. We have a food cart now, too. We're kind of doing it backwards, where everybody usually gets a food cart and then get a brick and mortar business. We actually started with brick and mortar, and now we're going and dumbing it down to a food cart. But
there's nothing wrong with a food cart because you're in the middle of the community.
So we have 3 in Portland, 1 in Eugene, and then 1 in Denver. So.
Denver, huh?
Hey, Denver.
Well, that opens the window for.
Now, before you go there, Ben, I know Portland is a very, very progressive, very open city, and very, very smart people out there. Do you have any collaborations with maybe any botanical masters, if I may?
Any who?
Botanical masters.
You are going to Denver.
Yeah. No, I a little bit. I kind of know a little bit of everybody here. Yeah.
Now in Denver, I mean, Denver is a pretty progressive city. Obviously, they voted. Was it Amendment 63?
Marijuana in, right.
Yeah.
That was just a serendipitous coincidence.
We're just making sure. I mean, if you got anything wild, I mean, we might make a trip out to Denver to try your wares, my friend. Allegedly.
Yeah, I actually bought legal marijuana for the first time in America in Denver the last time I was there, like 2 weeks ago.
I think
we're right next to our block that we're into. It's such a great block. We're next to a dispensary, medical. It was medical marijuana, but now it's recreational.
But I mean, no one's coming to you. No one's coming to you right now over in the Colorado community and trying to get you to pair up with them. I mean, you had Rogue reach out on the beer side.
They are, but we kind of want to make sure, because they just started. They're working out some kinks too with edibles, because some jackass jumped out a window after eating too many brownies, and somebody else killed his wife or something. So now all the officials are speaking out about what about edibles, and they're so much stronger, and people, if they eat, and what about the children, and blah blah blah. So it's probably just as well that
we have the same kind of. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
We don't need a marijuana donut to sort of be successful now.
Right,
it's going to happen, but as I said, I'd rather not be made an example of. I'll let them get all their kinks worked out, and maybe in a year or so we'll sort of approach it.
Is it, what usually happens when it comes to half of those guys that jump out of windows or cut their lower members off or go ahead and eat bums' faces? Usually those people got some issues to start off with. So
totally, and and that stuff like that happens under alcohol and
absolutely.
So I guess we can't expect you to have any kind of donut and bath salt hybridization. No, that's not on the horizon.
Donut, bath salt, emporium, and oh wow,
that's great. Hey, listen, You don't have any plans of coming out here like Tampa? It's very similar to Portland, just a lot.
Not right off the bat. Tampa's not basically on our radar yet, but I wouldn't say never. That would sort of be out of left field.
It's
kind of looking at like Las Vegas right now, kind of a little closer to home.
Well, we don't have any good donuts here, though, man. We need some good donuts.
I could see it working well in Vegas,
I
though.
mean, everybody loves donuts. Donuts are a nice proletariat food group.
You know what Vegas needs, Mr. Trace? It needs a fleet of Voodoo Donut trucks out at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
We just have those people come to our place. We've got that. We've got a line around the block at 2 and 3 in the morning.
I'm sure you do. And you know what? The Reverend Joey T, you can't see him because you're not watching the show, but if you get a chance to go back and watch, he's the gentleman I'm pointing at right now during the show. He will be in Portland, and I'm hoping he will stop by and at least tell us how amazing your donuts are.
I'm coming.
Give him my number, and I'll definitely make sure he gets taken care of.
Awesome.
That would be amazing,
I'll
Trace.
be out there,
Thank you.
Can I drink this beer yet?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to pop it open. I mean, and I've only had for circumstances that I probably don't need to talk on the air, I actually couldn't drink for about 4 months. And so this is about only the second time I've tried it. And I'm pouring it into a big chilled mug right now. And it has a very beautiful
gosh. You know what? Everybody's here is just going to be quiet, so if you just...
This is making me thirsty. I sure wish I knew somewhere I could find a beer.
Yeah, I've got to, I've kind of poured too big of a head, but I kind of like the froth. I'm gonna blow it off the top here, like you're supposed to. And it's a very nice dark color. And I'm about to take a sip here. Here we go.
Oh, God bless
this is like
man.
beer porn right now.
God bless this
I feel
man.
like Fraser Crane.
It's delicious. This beer is great.
Isn't it? Is it not? We loved it. We tried several last week, and that was by far my favorite.
Oh, I love it too. I think it's fantastic.
And
I think it definitely hits the, you do taste a little bit of raspberry action, especially right at this moment. The chocolate you kind of get right at the beginning.
Right.
The pretzel, I think, is a little kind of, you need to use your imagination a little bit.
Yeah,
maybe,
the pretzel you don't get
but
as much.
I definitely taste the raspberry chocolate kind of vibe, and I like that it's 6.7% alcohol too. That's
I know.
Well, and to have Leslie here on the show compliment your beer is the ultimate in flattery, because she is the brew mistress extraordinaire here at ESB Brewing
And
Company.
one of only 6 in the nation, if I'm quite correct.
I have no idea. I don't do tallies. I just work off my ass.
You're just being humble.
She is being humble.
You sound important.
She is
very important.
She is very important. I see her working her butt off as often as I come up here, so she works really hard.
So
what's the weather like down there?
It's hot. It's hot
very
and
hot.
miserable.
90.
It's like the devil's scrotum right now.
Yeah, it's we have a condition down here, Tress. You're probably unfamiliar with it, but down here at this time of year, everyone suffers from a medical condition known as swamp ass.
I got you. Oh yeah, that's a good. I've spent a little time in New Orleans.
Then you know all about it.
Or New Orleans
Crotch
mud butt.
rot.
Yeah,
The mud butt.
New Orleans mud butt is
Yes.
what
I
they
mean,
call it.
Gold Bond goes a long way. Let me tell you.
I've
Yeah,
gone through
always a good time.
3 large bottles this week of Gold Bond medicated nut powder, if we may.
And we're not sponsored by them.
We are not. Well, Trace, we really appreciate you calling. I mean, you've been.
Oh, hey man, no problem. I really appreciate you. I mean, it's kind of, we're definitely about as far apart as you can almost possibly become. And
I know we said let's see how far we can get, and as soon as we tried this beer, I said I've got to reach out to you guys and see if we can have you on the air just to talk and enjoy the conversation with you about it.
And keep your eyes peeled. We got another one coming out. It's going to be like a lemon cooler one we're thinking about. It's kind of based on our lemon cooler donut, so it'll kind of have the just crispy.
Wow, that was Miguel just dropped the mic. Sorry about that.
Trace, one more time.
Yeah,
one more time on what kind that
He
beer?
dropped the mic to touch himself, was when you were saying
Oh
that.
no.
I'm from
That
Vermont.
should be coming
so-
out maybe
Oh, my God.
at the end of the summer, and then we also with Rogue we're putting out a vodka too. So
Nice.
Really?
Nice.
and we're going to do a bacon maple vodka.
Oh,
and,
my
It'll
God.
probably be delicious with Bloody Marys.
I'm from Vermont, so anytime you say maple, I just break down and cry.
His name is
Yeah, I
Tress
get that.
Shannon. He is the co-founder of Voodoo Donuts. You can find their stores again in Oregon. You can also find them in Denver now. And look, we will be talking to you shortly here, because when we send our delegate, Reverend Joey T, up there, we're going to have him reach out to you.
Great. You have the Reverend look us up any old time.
Yeah, I'll be out there in about 2 weeks.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just calm.
Thank you, Trace, and
Right
thank
on,
you,
man.
thank
Yeah,
you,
you guys
Voodoo
keep up the
Donuts.
good work, okay?
Thank you, buddy. T, appreciate it. Take care.
I'm gonna suck down this beer.
Oh, enjoy
There
it,
you
my
go.
friend. Enjoy it. Take
All
care
right,
now.
ciao.
That was Trey Shannon, co-founder of Voodoo Donuts.
World famous
And
Voodoo Donuts.
awesome guest to have on the Cranial Mission Show.
How cool is that, man?
My nipples are hard right now.
How
It's
cool
just
was that? He had
unbelievable.
something to do with this beer.
That lemon beer sounds
Lemon?
good.
That sounds good.
cooler?
Does it not?
Yeah.
As if
Are you going to
coolers
steal
are...
that now? You're like,
No,
the
I'm
wheels are
not going to
turning.
steal it.
Okay.
I'm not going to steal it. You know why? Because I've been out to the Rogue Brewery in Newport, Oregon, a couple of times, and it's fantastic. The thing is, you're not allowed to have any of your electronic devices in there. They will not let you.
They're
come
worried
in.
about spies.
No. In the actual tasting room / restaurant, they simply won't let you talk on your phone or play on your phone. It's forbidden.
That's
They will.
cool.
They will.
Yeah,
tell you
they
to go
want you to
outside.
enjoy what you're enjoying.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh.
And so
Everybody's always on the
I thought it was
phone.
more like protecting
no,
their secrets.
It's nothing to do with protecting secrets. It's more to be like, just shut the F up and talk to the person that's sitting next to you.
Right.
And enjoy this
People still do that?
amazing amount of beer. Because when you go to the actual brewery and the brew pub, they have so many different beer styles that you are never going to see in distribution, and it's absolutely amazing. And if you're going out there, I highly recommend going there. It's in Newport. It's in the little Fisherman's Village area of it.
cool.
You can't miss it.
Get a
It's
donut,
fantastic.
get some Rogue, get f***ed up.
And we got to get to a commercial break on that note. So, Leslie, thank you so much.
Thanks,
We
guys.
love you.
Leslie.
We always
Thank
appreciate
you.
having you on the show.
Leslie.
Hi, Sancho.
Hi.
Hi, Sancho.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Leslie, I love you.
Oh my God! Where's my restraining order?
I know you need one. All right.
Dude.
Yeah.
Leslie, that was Leslie
Sancho.
Deppert, ESB Brewmistress Extraordinaire. Guys, we got to go to a quick commercial break. So for all you out there, stay with us. We'll be right back after this.
Comrade, are you a wealthy man like myself, afraid to commit to marriage, fearful you wind up in courtroom next to Heather Mills? You work hard all your life, why you should forfeit half of your rubles if it doesn't work out, huh? A glorious 5-year plan, mail order brides, you will not have to pay arm and leg if marriage crumbles like Soviet Republic! My name is Boris Kuznetsov. I am previous owner of professional KHL hockey team in greatest league in the world. During my time as owner of Dmitrovgrad Dictators, I realized some of business principles found in sports could be applied to love life. In Russian KHL, if you invest in players who no longer perform, we let contract expire. We do not do the same in marriage. Why? A glorious 5-year plan, mail order brides, we arrange union between shrewd single businessmen with eager young women from Eastern Europe. Take the lovely Svetlana from Siberia. This mobile 19-year-old farm girl is ready to please even the most elderly of men for rich Western lifestyle. After 5 years, the contract expires with renewal option. If she keeps icing the puck, she's out of luck, you know what I mean, huh? She don't want to go back to Siberia. It's as cold as walrus nipple. Or how about for you, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Katerina, who is former Soviet gymnast who just got released from corrective labor camp after 10-year sentence for making Russia look like toothless babushka in the 2002 Summer Olympic Games. Imagine what this little tart will do to your balance beam for a taste of Western freedom, huh? At Glorious 5-year plan, we pride ourselves on gorgeous, collective of eligible and desperate women. So why not call me, Boris, at 1-800-RED-WIFE for free consultation. Come, be part of the people's revolution against conventional matrimony. And remember, at Glorious 5-year plan, we might be Russian, but we don't believe in redistribution of wealth. Ah, okay?
I am the great Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're listening to the Cranial Emission Show with Ben Childs, Miguel Hito, and the Reverend Joey T. Stop screwing around and listen.
Welcome back to the Cranial Mission Show, folks. Coming to you live. This is the third segment of the program from ESB Brewing Company, located here in sunny and balmy and swampy Tampa, Florida. 333 North Falkenberg Road, Suite D. 407. The ITJ behind the bar to pour you one of 15 different incredible beers from ESB to choose from, also known as the Dark Lord of Something Poured. The OG, the producer extraordinaire, working with us tonight, the outspoken Gary, with his beautiful hat. Lean into the camera and show everybody your lovely.
Very Yosemite Sam.
Your lovely sense of fashion over there.
I don't even know where I got this from. I don't even remember.
Say
I just found it somewhere.
Say Tarnation for me, would you?
Tarnation.
There you go. I like that.
Tarnation. 813 New Talk's the number you want to call, or go to Facebook, like us there. Go to Twitter. If you got some questions on there, you can ask us at Cranial E. We're waiting on Jesse Spector to be calling in, the sporting news baseball writer. But in the meantime, we had just teased on the hockey thing, and we're going to get back into that now. Like I talked about before, Miggy, I was growing the beard out for the Montreal series. As you guys know, it was getting long, it was getting white, I was looking old. But it was worth it in this hot weather.
You Benedict Arnold it.
It was worth it.
Yeah, he did.
But as soon as I did Benedict Arnold it, but as soon as Carey Price got hurt for the series, I thought this is over. But Dustin Tokarski, former Lightning goaltender.
Yeah, I know. Wow.
Yeah, was a star really with Norfolk when he was with Norfolk, and then obviously now they've relocated that franchise to Syracuse. But
yeah, he was the heir apparent here for a while.
He was for a while, but TikTok's now, as they call him, is now playing for Montreal, and it was a surprise decision by Michel Therrien, the coach of Montreal, who instead of going with their number 2 goaltender and Peter Badai, decided to go with Talk, a very unexperienced goaltender in the NHL, and really had no playoff experience at all. But Peter Badai's playoff repertoire certainly didn't substantiate going with him.
Repertoire.
And you look, Montreal, Tokarski earned that win last night.
Absolutely.
Bar none.
Absolutely.
He played his ass off.
Yeah,
last
he was
night.
standing on his head last night.
He played a game unlike I've never seen him play. Granted, he's AHL royalty, but at the same time, you got to respect the NHL royalty.
It's a guy that's won at other levels for sure. Just hasn't had the opportunity yet in the NHL. You talk about, and you look at the matchup there. Then you look at the matchup in the West, and you got Chicago. You got Chicago against L.A. Chicago, who went up 2-0, and L.A. all of a sudden comes back with a vengeance and a 6-2 just throttling of Chicago. So don't count out the Kings. This is a team that perpetually comes back every time they're down.
L.A. will not go away. That's the simple fact of the matter. Obviously, they came out. I think what happened during the Sharks series is the Sharks kind of relaxed. They're like, you know what? We got this, dude. We obviously took advantage of them so far. And then Jonathan Quick was like, no, nay.
And you'd think they would learn their lesson, the Sharks. You would think that the Sharks...
It's like Madonna.
It seems like every year they take their foot off the pedal.
They learned their lesson well. They hope they live to tell the reason they dropped 3 games. Oh, well.
How is it that you've come to memorize lyrics from Madonna?
I don't know.
I always thought you were straight.
Don't ever do that again. Man. Don't ever do Madonna again.
It will burn inside of them.
Unless you're doing like a virgin.
It's true, though. Come on. It will burn inside of the Sharks till next year because
it will.
They dropped 4 straight games to the Los Angeles Kings, who will be in the finals.
Yeah, they probably don't even want to look at each other. They probably are just like, I don't even want to look at anybody on the team.
Yeah. And our friend Dan Boyle is on that team, and I wish him the most success because he didn't get picked up for the next season, unfortunately.
But you know what? That's a good lead-in with that because Dan Boyle, who the Sharks have announced they're going to make some changes. They're not bringing him back.
Yeah.
He's an older defenseman at this point.
He's still badass.
Well, he had a down year in terms of points, but that doesn't necessarily reflect on him. It could have been the system. It could have been the way that they were using him. It could have been the players around him. But now the speculation is abound about whether Dan Boyle will come back to Tampa. Let's face it, they've already announced here in Tampa that they won't be renewing Sammy Salo, whose contract is up.
Well,
so there's a void
so.
there with the defenseman. Do they use that money? And in conjunction with the buyout that you're probably going to see of Ryan Malone's contract, do you see that as an opportunity for them to land Dan Boyle? Does Dan fit within Yzerman's MO here in running the team?
I don't know if he's going to come back. We got some re-information today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, there's. I know Minnesota's looking at him right now. So is some Northeast teams. So you never know. He might even go to the Kings, for God's sakes. God, that would be blasphemy in regards to the Sharks action. But you never know. Dan will be back in a couple of weeks. Maybe we can snag him on the radio.
Yeah, and Dan, who has been gracious enough in the past to be a part of the show, so I'd definitely love to get him back on. He still has a home here in the Tampa area, in Clearwater, right?
Yeah, he's got a little house in Clearwater, apartment, Clearwater.
Sancho already mentioned earlier that he apparently procured one of Dan's TVs.
I was walking by his apartment, and I got the TV. I took it for him.
Yes. I'm
still... Dan Boyle's great. What does he play, defense?
Yes, he plays defense, yes.
Defense, man.
Defenseman, right.
Defenseman.
Yes,
Defenseman.
Yeah, yeah.
Dan
enough.
Boyle. No, Dan Boyle. That's what I say.
All right.
Okay, yeah,
buddy.
it's
okay.
But no, I mean, you
We
got
could
two
go
matchups here in hockey. Going back to this playoff thing, 4 teams left, 3 of which from the original 6, and these matchups, hockey right now, it just seems like, and you saw this just yesterday. Bettman named Sports Executive of the Year. Believe it or not.
Oh God!
Surprising.
I want to trip him and steal his lunch money. That's how bad I hate that
But
man.
you see the playoffs and you see the success the NHL has had, and we've talked about this in the past, Miggy, the supplanting of the NBA by the NHL, and that's really what it seems to be. You see the success of the playoffs here with the matchups that they have, and it seems like the NHL is really getting a hell of a lot more attention than the NBA playoffs right now.
This is true. I mean, what's happened in the NBA playoffs?
The
Heat won a game.
Yeah, the Heat are definitely going to probably go there. I really haven't been paying much attention. I saw something about Serge Ibaka's coming back. That's like the big news. But other than that, I got nothing.
Serge Chewbacca?
Serge Ibaka. no, not Chewbacca. But, yeah, no, I mean, we're not huge NBA fans here. It's nothing personal.
We're not even minor NBA
Now we
fans.
don't doubt the fact that those guys are athletes. They bust their ass. They work out like
absolutely.
the rest of them. But it's just not a game we really get into. I mean, we played hockey our whole freaking lives.
Right.
You too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Gary ate blintzes or whatever. Where are you from, Gary? Russia?
Yeah. I'm from
Oh, he
Russia.
ate the sausage.
Well, then you certainly should have been raised with an appreciation for hockey as well. I mean,
I
hockey's
hope
a
so.
religion in Russia, just like it is in Canada.
Gary's
Yeah.
Gary's from behind the iron.
Well, that and
curtain.
vodka. That and vodka are
Hey,
both
drink the
religions.
vodka.
Everyone tells me since my last name is Ivanov, I should have been a hockey player.
Yeah, absolutely.
You are a very big guy for a hockey player.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely built. I could just slide between their
Tell,
legs.
hey, tell us about hockey in Russian, please.
I don't know anything about it.
Man, you know
No.
what, Gary? You speak Russian. You're trying to trickster us
I-
with
I-
that crazy ass hat of yours.
He's
What-
so modest.
Я могу сказать, я очень люблю,
Hey,
я очень люблю играть. Hockey.
Yeah, we're gonna have, like we said earlier, we're gonna have Anatoly Karpov call in later, so maybe you guys can reminisce about some old times in Russia.
Yeah, I'm gonna test him, see how well he speaks the language.
I have, I he will be very excited to hear that.
He will.
Because he was once
good.
he was once a KGB interrogation man, so it'll be fun.
I thought he was a Russian gymnast coach.
Yes, but back in the day.
Oh, okay. Prior to that, when he was
Yeah,
with the party.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know that. Okay.
I mean, he still dibble dabbles. What are they, SKS now, or what do they call him?
No, yeah, they got some new name now. It's supposed to be more innocuous, but everybody still refers to it and knows it as the KGB. I mean, it is what it is. You can put lipstick on it, but it's still
You
the
can
same
put
thing.
lipstick on Barbarian Pig Bear, and he still be what?
I don't
Well,
know.
we've been waiting on Jesse Spector to call. It doesn't seem like he's called in yet.
He'll get there. Mr.
So,
Spector
I
will
mean, maybe
get
he'll
there.
be bringing him in a little later. I don't know yet, but at this point, we are up against it once again with commercial breaks
Already?
because we ran late on the last segment. So I'm
Dear
just trying to make up
gosh.
time here. So, with that, we are at the end of the first half of the program. When we come back, we've got a lot to get into, guys. I understand that Lubov's calling in after the break. And so it'll be interesting to talk to him. We've got Anatoly Karpov calling into the show, the segment following that. And then towards the end of the show, local band Deadlift, metal sensation that they are, will be coming in so that Sancho can administer.
No, I've quiz for everybody.
What do you call it again? What is it called?
It's my metal quiz.
Well,
Yeah, it's good. It's very.
You're all excited about that.
tough music.
Yeah, it seems like
I
you,
get the quotes for you to play, and you'll enjoy it very
it
much.
seems like you like bow up when you talk about that. Like you get all
Yes.
jacked up.
Love this music.
You like metal? You're a metalhead, huh? I
Yes.
didn't know that. I had no idea. But
I like Norwegian black metal.
And Ben, don't forget, we also have Nelson sent us another man on the scene.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Nelson's going to be reaching out to us too. So, guys, stay with us. We'll be right back after this commercial break with a whole lot to go. So, we'll talk to you soon.
From the creators of Backwoods Casino and Dumpster Wars comes a reality show that hits you right where it hurts. Critics say Dive Bar is an up-close and personal diary of the marinated underbelly of small-town America. Dive Bar cuts through the smoky haze, exposing the lives of the workers and patrons of Lulu Bell's Packaged Liquors and Lounge. This is real Dive Bar action.
Red, honey, you know there's no sleeping at the bar.
I'm sorry, Lulu Bell. I got no other place to go. You know my old lady kicked me out.
This is real Dive Bar action.
That is a load of crap. What do you mean you don't take EBT?
This is real dive bar problems.
I don't give a shit if she's my mom or not. I'm gonna kick her ass.
This is real dive bar romance.
Goddamn! You going home with him or me, you junk tease?
This is a real dive bar.
Catch Dive Bar every Tuesday night at 8 on the Bootleggers channel. Do you feel like Mother Nature has made a mistake? Does your outward appearance differ from the person within? The Gender Reassignment Center may have a solution for you. Dr. Les Johnson is the leading expert in sex reassignment surgery. So if you suffer from gender identity disorder, why not call our office for a free consultation?
Hi, I'm Susan, but I wasn't born that way. Dr. Les Johnson performed a vaginoplasty and Adam's apple shaving that would fool even the most sober of men. The recovery period exceeded my expectations, and the best of all, I don't have to grow out a thick bush to hide that unwanted scar tissue. Whether I want to go with a landing strip or a Brazilian, my vajayjay is A-OK.
The Gender Reassignment Center offers affordable pay plans and can assist with relocation for those seeking a new start. So call us at 1-555-NEW-UNIT to begin your transformation.
Hello, I'm Forrest Gump. When I'm not carrying around that lazy Lieutenant Dan, I'm listening to the Cranial Mission Show with Ben Charles, Miguel Hito, and the Reverend Joey T. But they know Jenny.
As Ben would say, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We have Dana White in the building. Oh, no, that's not him. I thought it was. It's okay. It's John. Anyways, guys, we are calling and enjoying many calls. Yes.
What do we
Help me,
no,
Joe.
No,
I'm
what's
floundering.
going on here? No, hey, welcome back. We're expecting a call from Lou Bob, I believe, who
yes.
Sancho, you're doing a new business opportunity with them, from what I understand.
Yes, but we can't pull the permits. But listen, you forgot something.
What'd I forget?
We are from ESB Brewery. 333, 15 beers to choose from. 333 Falkenberg. Sweet D.
Sweet D.
Very good, Sancho.
And
Thank
the
you
phone
very
number here is, what is it,
813 New Talk. If you want to give us a call on the program, you know what? We love callers, and the callers that we've had so far, William Carroll, Chicago sports writer, NFL draft extraordinaire, Guru Nation master, and Trace Shannon, half of the Voodoo Donuts crew that had started the original store, world famous donut store in Portland, Oregon, called us up for an amazing interview. We've been lucky so far, dude.
Yeah, it was a really good interview, man. That was really
that was really cool because we enjoy the hell out of that beer, and I hope you get there and enjoy them donuts.
I'm going to go. I'm
man.
going out there. I'm going to stop by when I'm out. That's for sure, man. I've already made plans.
I hope so, because the Rogue is right around the corner from what Leslie, the beautiful Leslie, was saying.
Absolutely.
No. Calm down, dude. You've already said it like 4 times this episode. So this is what we're trying to do is we're trying to get Lou Bob is supposed to be calling in a few minutes. He texted me a few minutes ago saying I'm running a few minutes late, but he's trying. Do we got him online? All right, we got Lou Bob on the line here. Lou Bob, are you all right, buddy?
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Good, Lou Bob. How you doing?
Man, we're hanging in there, dude. What's up?
You didn't burn my house
Hey
down.
man, I am excited to come in on the heels of these 2 big guests that you got. I mean, y'all land some big fish, but you know how it is. I mean, you start out with some big fish, and then you got to get out that heavier fishing line. You know what I mean? You got to get that heavier fishing pole because here comes Big Daddy Lou Bob.
So, Lou Bob, you're a bigger guest than. I mean, I know you have the entrepreneurial spirit, very similar to the guys from Voodoo Donuts. And
Hey, did you pull the permit? Did you get the permit from the guy?
Hey man, I'm working on it. Look, me and Hermano, I am working on it. I am trying to get that permit going. Don't you worry, my friend. We are going to be on Easy Street soon. I don't know why they have such a problem with the fact I want to dang you with a rope down to a chimney. I don't know why. I mean, it's going to be perfectly safe. I've been telling you the whole time.
No, the show wants to not do it. Let us do it.
I know, and it's ridiculous. I think you know what? I think there's some discrimination going on since you're from Mexico.
I'm not from Mexico. I'm from Honduras. San Pedro Sula, the murder capital of the world.
Yes.
Honduras ain't in Mexico?
No. That's
No, where are you? You're so stupid sometimes. Why?
Hey, that is no way to talk
All
to your
right.
your partner.
Listen,
There's no way
Lou
to
Bob,
talk to me. Okay?
I took him off the phone because we don't need to get started with the craziness. But listen,
No, but seriously, man, we have a great opportunity ahead of us, guys. I mean, do you understand how many whales and chimneys are out there that are now in a state of misfortune?
Yes, I
They
get
need
it.
to be
It's
rescued by us.
There's 327 whales in Delaware alone.
See, Sancho has been doing his research, guys. I mean, he is more than just a little guy, okay? He's more than a pretty face. He's been doing his research.
He can hang me upside down for a long time. And Elroy gonna work the winch while he watches me with a flashlight.
It has worked out quite well. Since Sancho is so compact, it just gave me so many ideas, guys. I mean, look, I know it's Florida. I know there ain't that many chimneys, but there's a lot of whales. And there are, surprisingly, there are some people out here that have fireplaces. And, there just ain't that many fireplace cleaning services around here. And, as you guys know, Lou Bob Jenkins likes to diversify. I'd like to have a variety of different entrepreneurial pursuits to get into. I'm all about making the Benjamins, man.
So, Lou Bob, I noticed looking in my backyard. For those that don't know, Lou Bob actually moved down here from Alachua County. He didn't have a place to stay, so I let him run his fifth wheel in the back of my house there, and he's been living on my property for a while. So, and you started that used mattress business, and you're not done with that, are you? Because there's still like 35 used mattresses in my backyard. What are you gonna do with those?
Oh, hell no, I ain't done with that, Joe. I mean, I am just trying to get my hands on everything I can, including those fine ladies out there, if you're listening.
Well, you got... Hey, Lou Bob?
Go ahead.
You got don't you have Elroy selling the last of those mattresses that you got, right?
What was that?
You got Elroy selling the last of the mattresses, right? Your cousin Elroy?
Well, yeah, I mean, he helps out from time to time, but, he is a little lazy. I mean, the problem with Elroy, man, is I mean, I love the guy. He's like a brother, even though he's a cousin. But I don't know, man. He gets kind of sidetracked. I mean, especially ever since we kind of relocated here in the Dover area. It's a little too close to Sefner, if you know what I mean.
Oh, you think he's down there sampling some of Sefner's finest?
Well, some of Meffner's finest.
Meffner. Yeah, that's more like it.
All right. Well, listen, we got a phone call on here, Lou Bob. We're gonna have to let you go real quick, and then we're going to try to lead this gentleman in because he's got a lot of good stuff to say. You, on the other hand, well, once you pull that permit, come back and talk to us, man.
Hey, man, I just want to let y'all know, since I'm going to get off, but hey, it is Memorial Day weekend, and yours truly is going to be hosting a killer party.
Okay, Lou Bob, well, we'll talk to you later, buddy.
Come over to my house, Joe's house, on Monday for that Memorial Day party. Joe, by the way, I'm having a party.
No, you're not.
Oh, we're losing you, Lou Bob. Oh, look, we lost him, Gary. Okay.
Yeah, coming up next, I guess on the radio, we have Jesse Spector. We're getting a phone call from him. He writes for the Sporting News, baseball. Read quite a few of his articles. Really, I like what I read. You back here, Ben?
Hey, Mr. Spector, are you on the line?
I am here.
Awesome. It's awesome to talk to you. Well, we have a baseball sort of specialist here, and he's pretty smart. This is Mr. Joe Grill, a.k.a. Mr. Reverend Joey T. He'd want to talk to you about some baseball here, my friend.
Okay.
Jesse, it is good to have you here. And did you guys give him his accolades? I was running around,
Yes.
doing a few things. But, Jesse, to have you here, I've been reading a bunch of your articles, and it's interesting to me your take on expansion. That was something I just read recently, and it was surprising to me in terms of the cities that you selected, because you've got Montreal and Las Vegas as two of the cities that you isolated that you think are ripe for expansion. The cynics will say that Montreal doesn't deserve a team. I mean, they already lost one, right? And then anytime Vegas is mentioned as a host city for a sports team, there only seems to be that concern about the integrity of the game being compromised.
Yeah, I'll start with Montreal, and I'll say this. Every city that has ever had a team and lost one has gotten the team back. Washington's gotten the team back twice. And they got the Senators back in '61, and then they got the Nationals when the Expos moved. So, Montreal deserves that second chance. And, the reason that the team left in the first place had nothing to do with the city of Montreal not being a good sports town. And you watch the Montreal Canadiens, and there is no better atmosphere in hockey. And yeah, it's hockey, not baseball.
I'd be inclined to agree as a Montreal Canadian fan, yes.
I mean, it's certainly the case with that. But, I was at those games when the Blue Jays played the Mets in exhibition games before this season started. And Olympic Stadium was full, and it was rocking, and it was a great scene. And I think that the other thing that's happened is that Montreal has really become more of a young city, during the interceding years between the Expos leaving and now. And I think that there's an energy there that's right for a professional sports team to come in, a baseball team to come in, and really capture the imagination. I think that the reason that they left, like I said, had nothing to do with the fans. The fans didn't show up. It was the league that really spurred them first with the strike in '94, and then with ownership being taken over by Jeffrey Loria, and then by the league.
Right.
It was really just a bad season, and the league did not do right by that city or those fans, and they deserve another chance. And I think that they can make it work if they have a good ballpark. They would have to get one built, and stable ownership, which they really didn't have for the last several years.
You make the point about
that franchise being
Montreal.
there.
You make the point about Montreal, Jesse Spector, who's a writer for the Sporting News. You make that point, but Vegas, this is a city that has yet to gain a single professional team. So why baseball?
Yeah, as far as Vegas goes, somebody's going to go there. The metropolitan area there is too big and too dynamic to not eventually get some kind of professional sports team. And I think that the league that gets in there first is going to have a foothold and really make that city their own as far as being a sports town. And you can put a team in Cashman Field for a year or two while you build another a suitable ballpark for a major league team to play in. And certainly Cashman Field would need upgrades, just to be able to host a major league team for a couple of years. It's pretty old AAA park, but it's doable. And as far as the questions about the integrity of the game goes, this isn't 100 years ago. Now, you've got players now that are making multi-million dollars, and to believe that a few bad apples would have some kind of Black Sox scenario happening again just because there's a team in Vegas, I would say that there's no better place than Vegas for a team that would be, on the up and up, because all of the gambling there is legitimate.
You know
and you look around the world, and if you go to a soccer game in England, they have betting windows in the stadium, where you can place a bet on that day's game, on any other game in the league, on who's going to be the first goal scorer, your parlays, whatever you want to bet on, you can bet on right there in the stadium. And gambling just in America has become so much of a more accepted pastime that I really don't think it matters anymore. I think that that's a red herring when you talk about gambling and the integrity of the game. I don't think it's something that we would have to worry about. And there are match-fixing scandals in other sports around the world, but they're always isolated incidents, and it's not really ever on that grand scheme that you see the major professional sports. It's not the English Premier League. It's not the major tennis tournaments. It's the third round of the Portugal Open.
Yeah, you're dead right on that.
Never heard of.
You have scandals in everything. You could look at the U.S. welfare system, and there's going to be a small percentage of people that try to screw it. And you're going to have the small percentage of it. I mean, you look at the percentage to the amount of people who are doing stuff the legit way and having a good time doing it, and it sells it in a better light if you're not looking specifically at that. The people that are trying to do it wrong.
But you talk about the benefits of expanding, and one of the things that you cited in that article, Jesse, was that the alignment. It really seems, at least in the article that I read from you, that the spirit, really, you got to bring back, you got to realign these divisions and realign the leagues, the American League and National League, to where it's more regionally balanced.
Yeah, and that's something that's been kicking around for a lot of years, and I think that the reason to expand is because having the interleague play every day is just kind of unnatural. You don't want to have pennant races that come down to, well, this team is playing a team from another league, and it's not as good. And there's a reason that the NFL has made it over the past couple of years that they've tried to align divisional matchups for the last couple of weeks of the season. You want those big games between rival teams coming down the stretch to determine your playoff spots. And that's something that baseball has gone away from. Now, the double-edged sword with that is that it's made everybody comfortable with the idea that maybe the Philadelphia Phillies are playing the Boston Red Sox in September. And it's not that big of a deal. And they can do this. And I think that it paves the way for that geographic realignment, which I think is good for the game in the long term, to have teams be rivals with the closest teams to them. You might get a little bit concerned about overload, and to that I would say, look at the NHL. You've got 3 teams in the New York market, Philly, Pittsburgh, Washington, all in the same division, along with Columbus and Carolina, who are just in there to sort of make the numbers work. But it's it's a lot more exciting that way. And who wouldn't want to see, a pennant race between the Yankees, the Mets, the Red Sox? How great would that be?
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100% on that. Actually, would you mind switching channels? I got a couple questions about the Rays, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, I'm a big fan of Joe Madden. I like the way he coaches. It's pretty unorthodox. He does a lot of those things when he goes on trips with people. They have different dress-up days, and I think just recently when they were out in California, they were overdosing on cologne. They had like 10 different types of cologne that they were using. Mm-hmm. Now it seems that these methods are really great for keeping it loose in the dugout. After the whole 162 grind. But I'm wondering now that they're not playing that well. Do you think his message is somewhat being lost on some of these players?
I think that's always a concern, that somebody who comes in with a lot of shtick, it can get stale. But I think that for the most part, the Rays buy into what Madden is saying, and they know that he's been successful after their man. They just haven't been playing so well.
No,
I don't think it has anything to do with not buying in with Joe Madden. I think the players on that team, and I was with them in spring training. They love Joe Madden. They love him to death, and they'll run through a wall for that guy. They know that he's got their best interests at heart, and he's a guy that wants to make them comfortable so that they can play their best every day. And I think that he does that, and I think that a lot of the Philly stuff works with the character of that team. I think that if Joe Madden was managing the New York Yankees, it wouldn't work as well. He's a good fit for Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay is a good fit for him. And I don't think that that's changed. They've had a rough start to the season. I think they'll still turn things around. They've got a lot of talent on that team. And you look at what's happening, Evan Longoria really hasn't started hitting yet. I think that's a big piece of things for them, is that they need him in the middle of the order to be producing runs.
We're talking to Jesse Spector, baseball writer for the Sporting News, a prolific writer. It seems like you've got content out every single day. I've been enjoying a lot of the articles that you've been writing. And while we're on the Rays, not to beat a dead horse, but we hear about this all the time, but I'm going to beat a dead horse. So as soon as you say that, it's like, no offense, but, you know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things. But here locally, we're constantly hearing about the attendance concerns. Is there a genuine risk? I mean, as Rays fans, should we be worried? Is there a genuine risk of losing this team as a result of the attendance that we're seeing?
Yeah, I think there's always a risk of that. And you have to be concerned that if it goes on for a long time and they don't work things out where they can get a new ballpark that works well for them, that there's trouble there. I think everybody knows what the ballpark issues are for the Rays. They're playing at a place that was built to attract the team at a time before Camden Yards was built. It's not a state-of-the-art stadium by any stretch of the imagination. I think that you can look at things like the TV ratings in the local market have been pretty good. They filled up the place for their playoff games. They don't have a problem doing that. They get good crowds for the big games there. It's just a matter of trying to make things work on a longer-term basis. And I think that the ownership group doesn't really seem like they're thinking about getting out of there anytime soon. So, it's one of those things where it's like, do I have a carbon monoxide detector in my house? You don't want to get carbon monoxide poisoning, so you want to have that detector.
Yeah.
But you're not necessarily going to bed every night thinking, Well, I hope tonight's not the night the carbon monoxide gets us.
Yeah, but you're talking about you say they're not looking to move, but they're stuck in a lease. I mean, they've got a long-term lease over there, and so a lot of this is financial. And they were trying, as I'm sure you're aware, they were trying to get some financing for a stadium there in St. Pete, and the damn mayor was actively involved in shutting the whole thing down.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Bill.
Ex-mayor, yeah,
but
Bill
I'll tell
Foster,
you, Ben, Mr. Spector, the Rays Stadium, I'm sure you've been there. It's a weird place to get to, and it really sucks during the most thickest traffic of the day. Because everybody's going home.
Yeah.
And you literally got to take. It takes me an hour and a half to get to the stadium from Brandon, which is 25, not even 30 miles outside of the stadium.
Right, you're really not that far, but it's that.
It's a weird place for everybody. Like the concentration of people to get to. And you can watch it on your big screen TV and every possible angle available.
I mean, it's a circuitous route, to say the least, to get there. And I really feel, and Joe, I know you felt like this in the past as well, that if they relocated, if they got a new stadium and relocated to maybe downtown Tampa, over by where the Ice Palace, as I still like to call the Lightning Arena, or whether you put it over by the fairgrounds, not only are you going to get more Tampa folks going to the game, and let's face it, that's their namesake, but to me, you're also going to start pulling from that Orlando territory.
Yeah, I think so. I think that you look at suburban, and St. Pete is not entirely suburban, but it has a lot of those characteristics, like you say, of sitting in traffic. You look at that across sports, and aside from the Atlanta Braves, who are building a ballpark out in the suburbs of Atlanta, because that's where the concentration of their fans are.
Right.
They want to move into the northern suburbs because hardly any people come to Atlanta Brave games from, south of the city of Atlanta. So it makes a good deal of sense for them to move it out there. They've done studies on it. It's well considered. But for the most part, having suburban stadiums and sports arenas, look at the Padres and where they were at Jack Murphy. A good drive out, and they move it downtown, and they've had more success drawing people. Not as much because the teams are bad, but certainly Petco Park is a jewel of downtown San Diego and a wonderful place to go see a game. I think that you need something like that in Tampa to make it work on a long-term basis, and they've fought for that. They've tried to make it happen. Obviously, politics has gotten in the way, but I think that it's that's the smart way to go about things for sure.
You're being kind, but let's face it, Tropicana Field is a hand-me-down stadium. Tropicana Field was built originally to lure the White Sox at one point. I'll never forget, in my youth, where people were wearing Florida White Sox shirts in anticipation that Chicago was going to move there. They built that stadium with that Field of Dreams mentality. If you build it, they will come. Only no one came.
Too.
And nobody has White Sox in Florida because it's so hot. The sweat turns them yellow, my friend. It is a sketchy situation.
His name is Jesse Spector. He is a writer for the Sporting News.
An amazing writer.
And, look,
thank you.
I hope we can get you on here a little bit longer next time. We're just up against it with the commercial breaks here. But, Jesse, thank you so much for being a part of the show. And let the listeners know where they can find your work.
Oh, thanks for having me. You can find me at sportingnews.com or on Twitter at Jesse Spector.
All right, well, hey, thanks, brother, for being a part of the show. We got to get you on again. I'll reach out to you here shortly, and we'll see if we can secure something. And next time you're in Tampa, let us know, because we happen to have a little bit of an in with a certain brewery that we broadcast from. I don't know if you're a craft beer fan, but if you are, we'll hook you up.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
All right, man. You have a good day.
Thanks very much.
Thank you,
All right,
Jesse.
thanks, Jesse. All right, take care. That was Jesse Spector, baseball writer for the Sporting News. Go and check out his work. In the meantime, we are up against it for a commercial break, but stay with us. When we get back, we're going to have Anatoly Karpov calling into the show. We still have to get into Nelson's bit. He's got a man on the scene segment that I think we're going to enjoy. And in the last segment of the show, we'll have the band Deadlift coming in here with a Sancho challenge on the heavy metal. So, you guys, you want to stay with us and all that? We'll be right back after this. All right, man, you ready? ESB Brewing commercial. Take one.
Sir, I have to know what time this is going to be over because I have my sister's car and she's asked that I have it home by 6 o'clock.
Look, the sooner we get started with this, the sooner we're going to finish this. Okay, man? ESB Brewing, take two.
Greetings and salutations. I'm here to tell you about ESB Brewing. The folks at ESB began brewing beers in their basement years ago because American beer had left them listless. After years of refining their special recipes, they decided to share them with other beer lovers. You should see ESB tap handles popping up at bars all around Tampa. But if you can't wait, come to the brewery itself. The new tasting room is finished and waiting for you. ESB Brewery is located at 333 North Falkenberg Road, Tampa, Florida. Taste it and you will love it. I silly nailed it. What do you think?
Is there any way you could, I don't know, maybe lose some of those S's?
I think that was one of my best. But sadly, I'm short on time and my sister's waiting. See ya.
Partner advertising. At ESB Brewery, we spend our money on beer.
Hi, I'm Herschel Cohen. When I moved from the old country to New York and finally to Tampa Bay, it became harder and harder for me to find authentic kosher sandwiches. Finally, I created what I believe is the perfect union between meat and bread. But I realized it was missing something. With the help of my Gentile brother-in-law, Seamus O'Malley, I understood a great brew was the ideal accompaniment to my kosher delight. That's why we created Hebrews. Here, we have the chutzpah to create the glory of America's past in a great meal with a great beer. At Hebrews, we bring together bagels and lox and beers and shamrocks. Oh, the ultimate mix between two separate cultures in one set of taste buds. Along with Seamus's tremendous zeal in the 12-step program, we're able to merge our Judeo-Christian palates. Don't dine where prices make you say, oy vey. Eat at Hebrews, where your wallet will say, okay. Oh.
Hey, Harry Carey here. Just because I'm tour on the Cobb doesn't mean you shouldn't be tour on the Cranial Mission Show with Ben Charles, Miguel Hito, and the Reverend Joey T. And what's tour on the Cobb, you might ask? It's the King of Beers, but it's the new King of Beers, ESB Brewery.
And that is where we broadcast this show from. You are listening to the Cranial Mission Show live Friday nights, every Friday from 7 to 9 here from ESB Brewing Company, located at 333 North Falkenberg Road, Suite D. 407. We have the pleasure of the Sausage Factory joining us, and no, I'm not just saying that because, or Sausage Laboratory, I'm sorry, and I'm not just saying that because there's a lot of dudes here. I'm saying that because there's a food truck, and they serve some killer food.
It was excellent.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Fantastic food. And I'd be remiss not to mention our sponsor in Magic Puff Cigarettes.
Right.
E-cigarettes.
E-cigarettes.
Sam, the man with the plan, over there in North Tampa. You can look him up. Magic Puff. Go to them if you're looking to kick the habit. You're looking to break that addiction and replace it with another. Then go to Magic Puff e-cigarettes.
A healthier version.
Well, right now anyway.
Yeah.
Until the FDA tells us otherwise. We'll find out. It does seem healthier to me, though. It seems like a no-brainer. 813-NEW-TALK is the number to call, by the way, if you want to be a part of the show. Go to Facebook, like our page there, facebook.com/The Cranial Missions Network, like ESB's page as well. And do we have a call on? Is that...
I believe we do.
Do we have a call on? Yeah, because we're waiting on Anatoly Karpov to call in. He is the Cranial Emission Show Russian correspondent. He has been a part of this program for a number of years now, Joe, and he was also actively involved in the reacquisition of our domestic correspondent, Lou Bob Jenkins, who was wrongfully kidnapped by the KGB. And thanks to Anatoly, he was able to free that up, go through the proper channels, I guess, if you will, and bring him back. So, Anatoly, welcome to the show, my friend. It is good to have you here.
Dear Lord, it's been forever. I see you and I talk to you guys. How are you?
We're doing good. We're doing great. How's Russia right now? I know you guys are in a bit of turmoil over there.
How's Russia? Russia's beautiful. It's a great place to live. I'm in Chernobyl right now doing a little hunting. And I kill these big-ass animals that are affected by radiation. It's crazy time.
So you've got some kind of post-apocalyptic hunting going on there in the woods now.
Of course. Hey, buddy.
Now, Anatoly, I got to let you know, we've got one of your countrymen that is now working with us, the OG, also known as the Outspoken Gary. He is our producer, and he actually is a fellow Russian.
Wait, he defected?
No. I actually moved to America with my parents when I was 2.5.
Were you defected?
I have no defects. I am totally normal.
No, are you defecting the country of Russia? Did
No.
your family leave without permission?
No, we got permission. No one told us we couldn't leave.
Bravo.
We were allowed.
I mean, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm not part of the organization anymore. Enjoy your time in greatest American world and country. But whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it
Let
sounds
me tell
like-
you, Gary, I used to be gymnastics coach. I one time was coaching Mustafa and I was drinking very much. And I was on the floor, and the score was bad, and I said naked. I got naked in the clothes, and I covered myself with nothing chalk over, and I said, by Lenin's ghost, Lenin. Okay.
Yeah, this is the problem with Anatoly is that in the past he's made mistakes that we're frequently tied to some alcohol abuse. Let's be candid. And
No, I tell you the story already.
yes, you've told us the story already. You just don't remember because every time we talk to you,
Stalin's baby mama, God, I'm sorry.
every time we talk to you, you're drunk. It's not your fault. Well, it is your fault. But.
It's, in Russian, if they drink the vodka, it's good.
So, what brings you on the show today, buddy? I mean, you're reaching out to us, and I understand you've got a
I
new
don't know if you
initiative
hear,
going.
but people are coming to Russia to live in the Gulag, the party, and have a good time in the Gulag in Siberia.
Okay, so you're seizing this opportunity now to plug yourself into this, and I mean, obviously, with
No,
your
I don't want to go there. Who wants to go there? It's cold as Walrus nipple.
yeah, I understand that, but you do have a lot of connections there. As a former KGB agent, obviously, you know a lot of people. So,
There are no more ladies than anything, buddy.
but you've got all these people coming over here because they romanticize these Russian gulags. So, are you doing something to take advantage of this?
No, I just tell you about it.
You just tell us about it. That's what you do. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you do crazy news, a wacky story. I don't know. I just thought you'd be funny with this.
Well, there's got to be some money to make from it. Otherwise, why are you doing it?
Hey, dude, I'm doing just fine.
Okay, so you're just doing this as a hobby then?
Yes. No, I don't even involve. I just tell you about it. I don't want to go to Siberia. It's cold.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was thinking. I don't imagine you would. You do tend to stay out to the warmer climates this time of year. When are you going to be coming back to the U.S.? Are we going to see you anytime soon?
When is Bobby going to have my beer ready?
I think he's working on it right now. We'll have to ask him after the show. We haven't really had a chance, but
Actually, I saw some labeling on Facebook. If you go to facebook.com/ESB Brewing Company, you can find some more information on them. Like that page, and you will find out that Russian Imperial Stout they've just made a label for. They've got two different versions of it.
God, I want this beer. I want to come here and drink this beer very much.
Anatoly, they've got two different versions of that Imperial Stout that they're getting ready to
God,
unveil.
my baby making area is very excited.
His name is Anatoly
I will make
Karpov.
babies all over this brewery, okay?
That's what we're afraid of.
Yeah, we're a little afraid of that.
we
No, listen, Hey, I need to get going, buddy. Who's this guy you got working for you?
The OG?
Yes.
Yeah, that's Gary.
What can I do
Gary
for
what?
Gary Ivanov.
Ivanov.
I'm going to check into his background and we'll work something out. I make him very famous.
Oh, I'm excited.
I don't know if that's good or not, Gary.
Should I be worried?
Hey,
Is
my
that
people
not a good
are
thing?
for excited, Gary.
all right, Anatoly. It was great talking to you, and hope we see you here in the States sometime.
Tell Gary to prove to me he's Russian. Give me some Russian words.
What did you want me to do?
He wants you to prove to him that he's Russian.
Don't
He
you
wants-
Russian. I tell you what you say, and then I approve your Russianness.
Oh, yeah, okay. Sure. Привет, как дела?
This guy's a sharp cookie, huh?
You gathered that just from that
I
quick
go
thing?
now. Hey,
I'm
Gary,
surprised.
you okay in my book, buddy? Gotta go.
I'm surprised you weren't offended by that.
I never offended by anything. You're a sharp cookie, and you're round as
Cookies
you're
aren't
round
sharp. Yeah, cookies aren't sharp. I don't know what kind
Okay,
of cookie
No,
you are.
whatever. I gotta go, buddy. I love you, everybody. You gotta go.
Okay, thank you. That is the formerly articulate,
Luckily the only.
but now frequently slurring Anatoly Karpov, who
He sounds very nice. Sounds like a great guy.
Yeah, he's a bunch
very
of fun.
drunk.
He's a bunch
Yeah.
of fun. But generally, yeah, he doesn't remember a lot. Like, he'll tell you the same story over.
Yeah, he tells us the same story every time he calls. But, we are, we teased a segment, we teased a bit a couple segments ago. We talked about in the past, earlier in the show, about the Nelson Man on the Scene segment. Last week he did one. And Nelson, ever since he got, he used to be the producer of the show. Ever since Nelson got a new car, now he's driving around.
He's
and
mobile.
He's decided to use this as an opportunity to gain some publicity by going around and following up on different Florida stories. And I understand that this is another one that he's now put together for us. So, Gary, if you could go ahead and cue his intro and just go ahead and play this interview. We'll follow up with this story after we get to hear this.
All right.
He tries to dodge Colt wherever they need.
I'm Nelson. I'm the man on the scene. This is Nelson, man on the scene, reporting for the Cranial Mission Show live from New Smyrna Beach. Today I'm joined by high school football coach, Mr. Rodney Barnes. How are you today, sir?
Well, it's been some trying times, but I'll persevere. In times like this, you find what a real man is made of.
Thanks for speaking with me. It seems that you were involved in some mischief this past week when you were indicted in Operation Sticky Fingers.
I have made some bad decisions, but when a man is down on his luck, he's got to dig deep.
From what I read, it sounds like you were digging deep into your students' wallets while they were doing their calisthenics. And I understand you confessed to these thefts.
Well, son, when your marriage is fading, you're all crying like you're a damn pussy, man will go to extreme lengths to try to save it.
So the money you stole from the students was for your wife?
She told me if I couldn't afford daily trips to Lobster Fest, she would find a man who could. And believe me, that's hard to do on a coach's salary.
Do you think it's the student's responsibility to satiate your wife's hunger for lobster?
These damn kids today have more money than they need. With their $100 sneakers and their $200 jeans. They don't understand the value of money. I feel in some small way I've helped them learn a valuable lesson.
Yeah, you don't want to settle for a physical education degree. You can't even feed your fat-ass wife.
What?
Thanks for your time.
No, that's
This is Nelson, man on the scene, reporting for the Cranial Mission Show.
Man,
back to you guys.
This is some bullshit.
Wow. Nelson, again, handling his
gonna get
opportunities
whomped,
with the usual lack of skill and panache that is required of someone in that situation.
but-
it seems like he offends everybody every time he does something.
But you could understand every word he was saying. I thought that was a good segment, man.
You understood him.
Yeah,
but
that
I think
was awesome.
I think we should. He didn't do a good job really describing the
I
story.
want to hear him get his ass kicked.
I think what happened. The story is about this happened in New Smyrna Beach, where a coach was stealing money out of while the kids were out, doing gym. They would get changed, and he would go into their wallets, and they said that they know of at least $950 that he robbed from the kids, and that they said more is probably going to turn up because kids, they don't know how much money they got generally.
But meanwhile, he defends it by saying he was trying to teach them a valuable lesson.
Yeah,
he's trying to justify his position.
Well, yeah, I think he's pretty embarrassed by what happened. It sounded to me.
Now
but-
he's in a bit of juxtaposition.
Oh, thank you. Guys, we are up against it. We are against another break. We have one last segment when we come back. When we do, a little bit into it, about halfway in, we're going to bring the local band Deadlift, on the show. As I understand, Sancho has got a challenge that he wants to administer for that, so that's going to be an interesting thing. So all you out there, stay with us. After this commercial break, we'll be right back.
Are you tired of sleeping on the floor? Can't afford to buy one of them fancy new mattresses? Blue Bob's Used Mattresses is the solution to those sleepless nights.
Hi, my name's Lou Bob Jenkins, and I specialize in mattress restoration. I'm able to provide you with the highest quality like new mattress at an affordable price. Our patented, highly scientific fumigation and cleaning process is able to remove almost 90% of swamp-ass odors and urine stains. Some people say to me, "Damn, son, your prices are cheap. How do you do it?" Well, I tell them that's none of their goddamn business. But if you must know, at Lou Bob's Used Mattresses, we don't pay rent for one of them luxury strip mall stores. We'll bring our showroom straight to you. To place an order, give me a shout on Channel 10 on the old Sea Bay radio. If I can hear you, you're within our delivery range.
Look for Lou Bob's Primer Gray Subaru Brat in a trailer park near you. That's Lou Bob's Used Mattresses, serving greater Alachua County.
Okay. That's the spot. That's the golden ticket.
Grandmama, no!
Have you ever been detected in the middle of self-gratification? The scandalous looks from family members and friends who have caught you in the act could lead to years of mental scars and embarrassment. The Fapper, an advanced masturbation protection detection device. Here at the Fapper Corporation, we are using Class A laser technology to build a safe and inconspicuous early warning alert system. Our patented Fapper system includes setup directions, 2 monitoring units, and a discrete earpiece that will alert the user before privacy has been breached, providing ample time to pack up safely. Contact us today and receive the Fapper system for only 7 payments of $777. But wait, there's more! Call now and receive a second Fapper system and 2 free big whammy shammies. Just pay separate processing and handling. Visit thefapper.com.
The Fapper system was just voted Innovative Product of the Year by Sex Tech Magazine.
I got these 3 friends I think you all should know. They are the hosts of the Cranial Emission Show. You got Ben Charles, Miguel Hito, and the Reverend Joey T. Like Friday nights from 7 to 9 at ESB. So tune us in on your radio, because I know you'll love the Cranial Emission Show.
Welcome back to the Cranial Mission Show, folks, and we are coming to you live, like we do every Friday from 7 to 9 p.m., live from ESB Brewing Company here in scenic Tampa, Florida, 333 North Falkenberg Road, Suite D.
Sweet D.
407. Now being joined, if you're watching live on YouTube, now being joined by 2 members of Deadlift. We had the pleasure of your performance here live just, about 2 months ago, I guess it was. And look, if you guys, for all you out there, you listeners, if you like some hardcore, serious metal, this is a band that you have to check out. I understand you guys have been booking some more tour dates here.
They're so fucking hardcore.
Yeah, before we get into that, tell all the listeners who we're talking to. 2 members of Deadlift, and go ahead and illuminate the fans as to who you are.
All right, my name's Jason Swartzwalder, lead guitar, one of the original founding members of the band.
I'm Jamie Hollenbeck. I joined the band about 6-7 months ago, and I bring some serious bass lines to the band.
Yeah, you do. Jeez.
You like the slap of the bass?
Slap of the bass.
Oh, I slap of the bass
Slap
all
of the
day.
bass, man. You know, we get it done.
Nice.
You sound Irish instead of Jamaican. Oh, that was the movie.
Where's your horn? You didn't bring your horn.
Yeah, I didn't bring the horn, man. 'cause
Why?
I had to go to work today, and so when I left work, I wasn't even thinking about having my drinking horn with me.
Why?
Because he was working. He said he was working.
I was working, man.
You know, he doesn't have a job like you, Sancho, where he can drink on the job.
He's bi-curious is what he is.
Yeah, that's
Jesus.
exactly what
Sancho's
Sancho
always in his nose and some shit.
So, again, this is a group known as Deadlift, and you have a Facebook page, right? They can find you on Facebook.
Yeah, we got a Facebook. Yeah, we got a Reverb Nation page and everything.
And what can we expect from you guys? I mean, I know that you had an event going down in St. Pete, just about a month and a half ago, right?
Actually, that event we could not attend because our pot-smoking idiot guitar player decided he was going to fly to South Carolina the day before the gig.
Oh.
So I texted him, I'm like, hey, man, we're going to get there at like 8. He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, we got a gig tonight.
So
and he's like, I'm in South Carolina, dude. And I'm like,
oh, my God.
Yeah, well, no, you're not supposed to curse.
Well, then, I was like, what is wrong with you? You are an idiot.
So we've got some internal strife now with Deadlift. Did you guys
what
get this?
the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, right.
Did you resolve it now?
I mean, we couldn't play because our music requires both guitars.
Yeah, it does.
We have the
And you can't
duals and the
just-
harmonies and the
Right,
leads.
right.
You can't just play it with one guitar. It doesn't sound right.
Right. So,
Can we talk crap to him tonight? Is he here?
No, he's not here. But I mean, he's an internet troll, so he might be listening to
If
this.
you're listening, what the
Paul, you're an idiot. Idiota.
you know what? We're all about transparency on this show. At the end of the day, you make a mistake, you get called out.
No, it's true. Like you can call, I mean, he said he was, he messed up or whatever. He went to go visit some family. He wasn't just blowing it off or whatever. He forgot, but still, man. I mean, the level that we play at, we're not just playing, backwoods bars and stuff. We're playing with big names.
Right.
We're playing in big venues, and
Right.
you don't treat the music.
Well,
that
and
way.
like you said, Jason, I mean, you guys, it's a symphony of sound, and when you're missing a member, it really deviates
Or
from the director.
Is it a symphony
of destruction?
Thank you, motherfucker.
There you go.
Love this guy over
That's
here.
why they're Deadlift,
This
baby.
is why these guys are in it.
Now, we have a surprise for you tonight.
No, I have a surprise for you.
Oh, no, senor.
I have a medal challenge.
That's right. Sancho Sanchez, who is a former producer of our show and is now basically a staff writer. He's an assistant of the show. He thinks he fancies himself as a co-host, but
you
really
guys
he's
always do
not.
contests. Never let me hide a one.
Well, we're letting you now, so let's stop your crying and go ahead and do your thing. Taking you forever.
Don't look at my answers. I can't.
Get your mustache right.
I'm looking at your ridiculous mustache.
No, it's great mustache. It's like Raleigh
It's
fingers.
a felt mustache.
No,
Come on.
it's felt. Yeah.
It's like Raleigh fingers. Is that what you said?
You see this
Yes.
beard over here? You see this magnificent forest of awesomeness?
That beard is quite virile.
Is
It
there
is.
a bird in there?
There's a bird. There's some gnomes. It's it's a whole other world.
So Sancho
What are you,
Sanchez.
are you Aladdin now? A whole new.
It's a whole new world.
And Sancho Sanchez has put
Okay.
together a challenge for the two of you, and you guys are actually going to be competing against each other. I'm
kind of nervous about this because
And he's going to pose certain song lyrics to you, and you have to guess what songs they are, and you just buzz in.
And the winner gets a pint of beer.
You buzz by just making a buzzing sound.
Okay,
Right, exactly.
number one. The lyric is, you have to name the song. Take me down to Paradise City.
Paradise City, girl.
Oh, he's so good. He got that. I didn't finish the lyric.
Okay, so that's 1-0
Wow,
for
he
Jason.
nailed that. Sorry. Okay, number two. I want to rock.
Rock. That's Twisted Sister.
No, the song.
Oh, I don't know. I was born in the 80s.
Anybody?
Come on.
Anybody? The lyrics
I
are
Wanna Rock.
There we go.
Yeah, but it's the name of the song.
He's got
What's
two
the
in
name
a
of the
row.
song?
I Wanna Rock.
I'm going to venture and say it's called I Want to
He
Rock.
just said that, you brain dead bastard.
Oh, really? Okay. You know what? We're going to have a talk after the show, Sancho.
Sancho, listen, man.
I am 2 feet taller than you. Just letting you know.
Yes, you have two bigger boobs than me. Okay, let's
Okay.
go. Number
All
three. You're sleeping with one eye open, gripping your pillow tight.
Inner Sandman.
I got the winner.
Oh, that is
Hey,
two
your
nothing.
bass player is not very fast when he draws. It's like, what's the guy with one arm? He shoots with the right. He got no hand. He's okay. Number four.
2-0.
Man, I can't read my writing. You have another thing coming.
You have another thing coming, Judas Priest.
I got the answer good.
These are really obvious, Sancho.
No,
this is the best that
come
you
on,
could
man.
do.
You couldn't come up with something like
This,
obscure.
this is the best you could do. I mean,
You understand that I'm in a serious band that I love metal and I know all these
I
lyrics.
mean, you do realize that the name of the song is in every freaking lyric that you give.
No, he's good. He's very good at the band. He's good.
I'm surprised he understands your broken English, quite frankly.
Okay. Next one, number five. I got it bad. I'm half for teacher.
Again.
Hopper teacher,
I
fucking
got
Van
it.
Halen.
The bass player got a question.
3-1. 3-1.
Okay.
Again, a lyric that's so obvious that the name of the song is within the frickin' lyric, Sancho.
Yes. Next question. Number 6. I want to rock and roll on my party every day.
Rock and roll all night, kiss.
No, you know, chime in.
Buzz.
Oh, I think this guy got it.
Rock and roll on that kiss.
Yeah, it's good. He's got a winner.
So now it's 3-2 now. Jason to Jesse, but again, or Jamie, I'm sorry, Jason to Jamie. But again, the frickin' lyric has the damn name of the song in it, Sancho.
Yes.
Could you
Come
reach
on,
a little
man.
further for it, please?
Okay. I bite my lip and close my eyes. Take me away to paradise.
Buzz.
Go.
Longview by Green Day.
Hey, this guy is good.
That was the first decent one he threw out.
It was totally different from metal.
Why do you do a
actually, too.
Green Day song?
That's not metal,
Because
Sancho.
I was born in 1985 and I grew up with Dookie, man. They were killer back then.
Nice.
This is before they sold out and
Okay.
got on
I don't
MTV
know.
and shaved
Metal
their
band's
nuts and
looking
everything.
pretty shaky.
Okay, here we go. Here
So
we
it's-
go.
it's
Am I
4-2.
because I'm winning 4-2. I'm
Number
shaking.
8. Number
All right.
8. Number 8. Turn it up. Bring the noise.
That's Buzz. Come on, feel the noise. Quiet Riot.
No. Turn it up. Bring the noise. Collaboration song.
Oh,
No, you already went.
Oh, well, you suck.
Bird.
Go ahead.
Anthrax, Public Enemy.
Hey, what's the song called?
Public Enemy.
No. Oh,
he got it wrong.
It's called Bring the Noise.
Again, a lyric that has the name of the song in it. I mean, all you gotta do is just repeat the last part of every lyric he says.
I have a problem.
What's the problem?
I only did 9. I thought I did 10. I forgot 9.
I'm not surprised, quite frankly. You have a 10 right there on your
Okay,
list.
I know I forgot 9. I don't
Oh,
know
you
a
skipped
9.
9 altogether.
Yes.
That was, you've handled this very professionally. You've
It's okay,
definitely,
it's okay. One more, number
you've
9.
definitely
number 9.
instilled a lot of
Are you
faith in
ready?
doing more events.
The only card I know is the Ace of Spades.
Buzz.
Go.
Ace of Spades,
He's the
Motorhead.
winner. Very good. You did good in my quiz.
Yeah.
That was the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
Sancho,
I'm
that
pretty
was
sure that was bad. I think I lost a few brain cells on that.
that was the
whole
worst contest that's ever been administered in the show. You didn't work hard on that at all. You phoned that entire thing in.
If you were in school, the teacher would have given you an F for plagiarism, buddy.
You would have been hot for teacher, and she wouldn't have been hot for you.
The teacher was very pretty. Like Leslie. Where's Leslie?
She left. She already said that she wanted to take a restraining order on
What?
you. She's telling you you're being awfully loud, Sancho.
I'm
Yes.
supposed to be loud.
Yes.
It's a quiz.
Okay. Well, guys, we appreciate you
That
being a
was a
part of the
train
show.
wreck.
Tell everybody out there where they can find you and where your next gigs are.
Our next gigs, we're playing in Venice this weekend at Rips.
What?
We're playing at Rips in Venice this weekend. And we're playing, we'll be first, so you got to make sure you get there early. And then Must Not Kill, another awesome band, is playing right after us. And then
my other band.
Then Jason's other band, Cadaver Dolls, which is signed to a label, and they're serious metal.
Oh,
you
they're
guys don't
good
want to
stuff.
mess
I have
around
heard
with,
about them.
with Cadaver Dolls.
Yeah, we just played with Nile last week.
Yeah, they're not joking around.
Like Crocodile?
We destroyed. No. Like the Egyptian death metal masters.
Nile crocodiles are pretty f***ing crazy, dude.
Yeah.
They're like 21 feet long and they will f you up.
Well, guys, we appreciate you
And
being
then-
part of the show. Go on the Facebook, go on our page, update us so we can let all the fans out there know where we can
Absolutely.
find you. You know we're big fans.
Yeah, definitely. You guys were rocking out with us, man. You stayed
There's
here
another
the whole
show
night.
that's more local to this area that's coming up right at the Crowbar, May 31st. Doors open at 5.
Great venue.
Oh, yeah. Love that place. We're playing at the Crowbar in Ybor City. Doors open at 5. Come down, Metal for the Military. Deadlift is playing with Deicide and Path of Possession
Nice.
with a bunch of other.
You got Deicide playing with
Oh,
them.
yeah.
We're going
Deicide.
on at 6:40, guys. So get there for all the bands because this is an event for the military and metal. It's like the people in the military are doing the things to give us the proper lanes and avenues to be able to play our music in our country and do the free things that we do. So we come down and give them some shout out to them. And if you're military, come down. You get in for $5. So it's gonna be cool. There's gonna
Nice.
be like some free food there, and we're all gonna be having a good time partying. I'll buy you a shot, man. It doesn't matter. We'll
There you
party.
go. Well, there you go. Well, guys, they are Deadlift. And it was a pleasure to have you here as part of the program.
Yeah, thank you very
We'll be
much.
talking to you soon. Give us an update, and we'll bring you back on here shortly.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys, very
All right,
much.
guys. And, hey, let's have a beer after the show.
That sounds
Hey, you
great
get
to
a
me.
free beer. Go
Among
up to
other
TJ.
things.
I get a beer, that's
Yeah.
right.
And you know what? You do too.
Even if
Screw
I-
this mess. Go up and get TJ. Tell him-
Real quick, by the way, their ESB Brewery is also going to be making a Deadlift beer in the near future.
Nice.
It's in the works. It happened.
Nice.
That last show that we played here at the brewery, he was like, dude, we want to make you guys some beer.
And
And
you
we
know
were
what?
just talking about it. It's going to happen, so look out for
They,
it.
they haven't even made a triumvirate beer, so you guys are lucky motherfuckers.
Yeah, what the hell? You guys, how come you're ahead of the line?
Because he drinks it
Because
off
did you
fucking
see the show?
You know what? We're going to have
Did
to talk about
Did you
it.
see the show?
All right, well, guys,
You like the death metal Kool-Aid, man.
Jason and Jamie, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, guys.
We'll talk to you
High
right
fives
after the
everywhere.
show. We're almost done.
Awesome.
Appreciate you being a part of the show.
All right, we're gonna have,
and we're looking for Joey
appreciate
T.
you
You got to
guys.
bring Joey T back on here. Only about 5 minutes left in the program. If you want to be a part of it, then you better call in now. 813-NEW-TALK is the number to
All right.
call if you want to be a part of the show. Real quick, I know that this was something that happened last week, and so you were excited about or this week actually. And say what's going on with your mic?
I can't hear anything.
It's your headphones. There's nothing wrong with your microphone.
Yeah, I can hear you. Hey, you guys, I was out there listening to that segment. Sancho, that was the worst thing I've ever heard on radio ever.
No, I work hard for it.
No, you're not supposed to put the name of the songs in. You're not supposed to put that in the
I
title.
thought it's like trick question.
Okay.
It wasn't a trick at all. It was way too easy.
I just want to let everybody know I had a prize, but I forgot in Jeff's car.
Yeah, well, we'll get it to them.
It was Dang Boyle's TV.
Gan Boy.
Yes, that's what I said.
There's not a G at the end of
It's
his
not
name.
Dang,
It's not
boy.
Dang.
Dang Boyle's TV.
It's Dan.
The Lightning, he's played for the
Yes, we know who he is.
San Jose Shark.
Yeah, we know who he
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
It's not Dang Boyle.
But
It's
he
Dan.
did play for the Shark.
He
not
did.
Anymore.
No.
Well, he won't be soon.
Hopefully
no.
he come back to the Lightning.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We already talked about that, but thank you. We
Okay,
appreciate your redundancy.
okay.
Now, this a couple days ago, Miggy and Joe decided to be a part of another show. It was a double special show, and I know you wanted to give a shout out to them.
I do. I love those guys from Double Special. They're funny, and I was nervous as hell, and I'm gonna have.
Yeah, am I supposed to say something here? Because the next time, I guess we're doing a show next week, right?
Yeah,
Well, I highly recommend that we bring duct tape for Miguel.
I'm gonna ask you, Miggy, before you went on that show, were you watching a lot of Lethal Weapon movies? Because it seemed like you internalized the role of a hijacker for that show.
I tried not to. I get nervous when I was nervous.
You do realize that this is the second show in a row that we've been guests on that you hijacked.
I didn't mean to, but I will tell you, Chris does get. He tells everybody to shut up and let the guests talk.
You realize Trina's going to kick your ass if you try to hijack her show.
I know she will. But you know what? I just want to say to the Double Special guys, we love you to death. That show was awesome, and we hung out with them for a good hour afterwards.
Yeah, they're great people. Had a lot of fun.
They were amazing, and everybody was really.
I didn't get to say
funny.
anything though the whole show though.
Yeah,
You didn't really assert yourself.
It was impossible.
How was he supposed to insert himself, Motor Mouth?
I was trying.
You were trying?
Oh, so bad. I'm sorry.
The only time you were quiet was when they shocked your nipples.
I did get shocked for the nipple thing.
You're remarkably resilient, by the way. I mean, it almost seemed like you enjoyed it.
He did. He liked it. He was like, is that all the juice you got? He's like, go get a car battery.
You asked him to turn it up.
I was like, is that all you got?
He wanted to use the inverter in my van. He was like, let's get that thing hooked up. Get some juice going.
Hook up a generator.
Yeah, go ahead and let's burn that bed out back. You get the springs and we'll put some water.
He thought he was. Yeah.
But listen, I want to thank Chris Gorgeous, Crystal Gorgeous, Tiffany Barbie,
JB.
and JB Lee.
Right.
I love JB, by the way. We have a great affinity for a man we call the Fat Spectre, or the Spectre with the boobs. I don't know what his name is, but he's got boobs, and he goes by the Almighty something or other. We love that guy together. That's neither here nor there.
Well, guys, we got a quick call that's on the line. It's Zach,
We
right?
actually have we got 2 callers on here.
But we do have Zach on, right?
Yeah, he's probably in there somewhere. Are you
Okay,
there,
well,
Zach?
we've only got a couple minutes.
We want to talk to Zach.
We got to
first
bring
off, 'cause he
VBB
called-
on first. He gets priority.
Hello, am I on the air?
Zach.
No. It is I, the vociferous there.
Yes,
Zach.
that's exactly.
This is
I
exactly.
can't believe I called the show.
Hey,
and
quiet
some guy
your
named
mouth,
Zach
whoever you are.
is-
Quiet your mouth. Zach is on the line.
There we go.
All
So
right.
we got the VBB on the line. And you know what? To what do we owe this pleasure? This is the VBB, who's also known as Zach Cooper, the host of 2 Cents, a sports show.
The coach.
The coach. And it's
The
a pleasure to
amazing
have you
coach.
on. I mean, this is your time of year, my friend. NFL draft, all this stuff to get excited about. And I don't know if you heard earlier, but we actually had NFL draft guru Bill Carroll on the show.
No, I was out doing some football work with some of my high school guys, and I realized, I'm like, oh my God, they're on, and I figured I'd check it out. So no, I missed that part.
So the dust is cleared, my friend, and now the draft picks have been administered. And I know you're a huge football guy. Are you excited about what you've seen? I mean, you're a Bucs fan. How do you feel about the selections from Jason Light and Lovie Smith?
Well, let me tell you guys, next year you guys all need to join me at Primetime Sports Bar. I was there having a first-round draft party. I liked it. I think that Mike Evans is a solid pick. I think that he was our only choice at that pick. However, I do believe that we selected another Vincent Jackson. We have another tall, thick receiver who's fast and has a long wingspan. Odell Beckham Jr. may have been a nice contrast, but however, I think the only way we could have taken Odell Beckham Jr. is if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traded down.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that one, buddy.
Well, but what was surprising to me, Zach, was the selection of a running back. That actually came as a shock. You look at the running back situation last year when Doug Martin went down. It seemed like everybody that whether it was Michael James, whether it was the kid from the practice squad that they brought up after that, his name's not coming to mind at the moment.
Bobby Rainey.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Bobby Rainey. It seemed like every single running back they brought up did well. So it was kind of a surprise to me that they went with another one.
Well, and I think I was a little skeptical, and that's why when I went live on our show, I gave the Buccaneers a B+. I think they had an extremely well planned draft, and I think the running back, now that I look more into it, is actually a decent pick, and they're using him for special team kickoff returns.
so they can limit having to use their starters such as Doug Martin, Bobby Randy, Mike James, because Jeff Petra would like to run a 2-back set with the 2 running backs. So he's trying to prevent injury.
Dude, Zach, for 16-year-old man, you are very freaking knowledgeable.
You know, one more shout out I got to give for you. We're up against it, so we got to cut out after this. But Zach, last week I texted you on this. I'm driving in my car, and I'm listening to Drew Garabo on the Bone, and I'm a big fan of the shows that are on the Bone. I'm listening to this, and Drew teases that a 16-year-old man is calling into the show because you can't call Zach a kid. He's too big. You can't call him a kid. He's a man.
He's a badass.
He's a man child.
He's a big bear.
He's a big boy. So Zach calls into the show. At the time, I don't realize it, but Drew teases, I got a 16-year-old on the phone. And he owned it. I mean, and Drew Garabo, that is a tough crowd. I mean, that's a tough crowd. When you get on the show and you call in to Drew Garabo's show, he tends to annihilate everybody. And when he started out with Zach, he was trying to get on him and mess with him. Zach owned that situation. And I'm listening to this call going on for a couple minutes. I'm like, man, I know that voice. I know who this is. And by the time the whole thing was done, even Drew at the end of it was like, well, wow, it really seems like you got your stuff together.
Yeah, you know what? Hey,
you want a job?
Zach, I heard Ben said he pulled over the car and he freaking clapped for you, man. Hey, Zach, really quick before you head off the phone, tell us about the organization you're involved with in school to help the special needs kids.
Already. Oh yeah, it's a great organization. It's called Best Buddies, and basically you get a buddy who has a special needs, whether it's Down syndrome, a physical disability, and I'm actually was elected president of the club this year, upcoming. So that will be going starting in August.
Rightfully so, man.
That's
I have a lot of respect for you for
keep up the good work, man. That's
keep
great.
up the good work, my friend. We're gonna let you go. We got one more person on the line, really quick. Oh, we don't. I take that back. Wow, it's
I'm
time.
still here waiting. I'm waiting on the phone.
Go!
Go ahead.
Shoot it! Just kidding, Jay Moore.
Listen, I'm not from here. You might know who I am. I'm here for work. I troll the internet sometimes listening to shows. I heard your show. I don't know. I don't understand the whole thing. I'll say that as far as podcast goes, it's very confusing. But I like you. I like the Miguel cat. He's cool. Groovy even.
I don't like
just
that
wanted
guy.
to say that I'm listening, other people listening, but you shouldn't get me on hold for so long. Pissed me off. Made me mad.
Hey, we're in a sausage party as it is. There's sausages being cooked outside. There's sausages inside. What do you want me to do, man?
I mean, look, at the end of the day,
Respect maybe for who I am and what I've done in my life.
But we don't even know who you are.
A lot of stuff I've done.
But we
You may
don't-
not know me.
But we don't even know who you are, so that's the problem.
It's Christopher
It sounds a lot like Christopher
It's
Walken.
Chris Walken. I'm talking to you on the phone, and you act like you have no idea. You couldn't figure it out already.
Look,
and that makes me more pissed than I was. I have
But
people
I
killed.
understand
I don't know
that.
if you know that.
You know what, Chris? I understand that you put your pants on one leg at a time.
And you did say something bad about Sicilians, and Ben is Sicilian, so
Yeah, you kind of offended me in True Romance.
Listen, I didn't write the film. I'm an actor. I don't write the lines. I do them well, I might add. Very good. Better than most. And I'm just saying, I'm listening to your show. I'm confused. You got a 16-year-old kid on there talking about the NFL draft and this beer and a Spanish guy and weird commercials. I don't like this state. This state freaks me out. I'm going back to New York. I can't do it anymore.
No, I loved you in the Side Kings, Christopher Walken.
All right, well, Chris, we appreciate the call. We are up against it on
Why
this show.
wouldn't you? Who wouldn't appreciate me calling the show?
And we do. Really do appreciate it, man.
Thank you so much.
Very good.
You're very humble as usual, but thank you. So anyway, for those out there that are listening to the show, thank you once again for tuning in. All the respect out there for the guests that called in.
Yeah,
A huge
absolutely.
thank you to Trace Shannon
from Voodoo Donuts,
co-founder of
the
Voodoo
world
Donuts.
famous Voodoo Donuts.
Jesse Spector, baseball writer for the Sporting News, calls in. Bill Carroll, NFL draft guru. What a fantastic interview that was.
Deadlift.
Zach Cooper, deadlift. I mean, this show was by far the most dense show in terms of guests we have ever had. It was a real pleasure. So for all you out there that are fans of ours, thank you for support. Make sure you come up here if you're tuning in now. Just because the show's over doesn't mean you can't get your beer on. 15 different beers to choose from here at ESB Brewing,
And
located
get your
at
sausage on.
333 North Falkenberg Road, Suite D.
Sweet D.
407's
All right.
location. Sausage Laboratory here. Make sure you come and get some of their food. Thanks again to B and Tom Miranda and the hard work that they do. So you want to make sure you go on Facebook and check them out as well. For the Cranial Mission Show, we are the Triumvirate. I'm Ben Charles.
I'm the Reverend Joseph T. Needles.
And I'm Miguel, and we're out.
And thank you, OG. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
All right. Hadron collision. X-ray double vision.
Internet transmissions
of the cranial emission. Say goodbye to Miguel Hito.
And the Mr. BC. Don't forget about me. I'm the Reverend Joey G.
ESB Brewery is the place to be.
For all the finest ales
and the Cranial 3. Just 3 cohort.
And we talk about sports and anything else that tickles our shorts.
We won't refrain
from talking to your name. 4 to 5 doctors say it won't rot your brain.
We gotta be going.
And we hope that you won't miss us. The bell has rung
and the teacher has dismissed us. So don't be sad,
cause there's no need to freak.
We'll be coming out your speakers same time next week.